What's up, everybody? What's happening? We are doing it live. We are doing it live. This is the GRG podcast, episode 87. God damn, I cannot believe we still going live, man, but it's all good, man. And tonight it's going to be very special because, man, we got two guests here that's probably going to be the most salty of the salty. I promise you. There's going to be some shit to be said tonight, but I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, so without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce our guests. And I was going to say y'all my favorite. I have no idea what the hell y'all going to do. Y'all might be the worst. Anyway, let's start it off. Hey, man, first time here, Saltiest Gaming. Glad that you can make it. What's going on with you, bro?
What's going on, guys? I'm happy to be here. Excited about the topics. It's going to be an awesome night. Let's do it.
Let's go. And then, man, my former BGST brother, man, I don't know what's going to happen with BGST, but regardless, you know what I'm saying, my boy Chris Steele doing his thing, man, had to definitely bring you on. We talked about this for a while, but and you was on Next Podcast a couple of weeks ago, and so, man, we had to let this happen and get you on GRG. So, man, I'm glad to have you here, brother. What's going on?
Just chilling, man. It's been a long time coming. You know, Friday nights I usually do my podcast with my pal, the Creep Queen. But you know what? We're taking the night off, actually. And here I am on GRG, finally making it happen, brother.
Nice.
Happy to be here.
Oh, man, no doubt. Hey, man, say what's up to Creep Queen for me, man. I mean, you know, that's really dope. I appreciate that y'all did that for me. I really appreciate it. Yeah,
no doubt, bro.
No, I wasn't trying to holler at her or nothing. I was just saying, hey, man, I'm not trying to give no innuendo stuff like, hey, man, yeah, till I said what's happening. No, I didn't say all that. I didn't say all that.
The midnight can't make a smooth voice. That's what that
is. Yeah. We're doing it. Hey, it is the late night hour. So let's go. Anyway, man, back from I don't know where the hell my man has been, but he is back. And he's in charge, man. What's going on with you, Triple Cup Chuck? Are you up? Are you back, bro?
Man, what's good with you, man? I'm all the way up, man. It's a brand new year. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's listening out here, you know what I'm saying? I want to say Happy New Year to y'all, all my friends, my family, you know what I'm saying? All my people that have been showing me love, you know what I'm saying? People that just hitting me up on some just out the not gaming stuff, just our real community, you know what I'm saying, family type stuff. Everybody that been subscribing to my channel, watching, man, it's much love, much support, you know what I'm saying, everybody on the panel, you know what I'm saying, everybody here, the special guests, I check them out. These some real good people. They talk about some fire topics. I'm not even going to promote for myself. I want y'all to check them out because they really bring some good content for this community. So let's go ahead and get it. We got some fire topics because it's a plethora. Did I pronounce that word right? But a lot of fucking topics.
But we can let you be country. Don't worry about it. You was close. Plethora. That's all right.
Yeah, he said it. He got it right. Yeah,
he got it right. He said it right. And then now we moving on down. Hey, man, the rookie of the year, our rookie of the year here at GRG. Man, what's going on with you? Operations.
What's up, y'all? Glad to be back here. I had a long ass day, but shit just got better because my game sharing partner just bought Resident Evil 2. So I'm looking forward to that in the coming days.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice, yeah. Nice. Speaking of that, I'm glad you gave that little plug because what I'm doing, man, the GRG game giveaway is going to come back here at the end of the month. So for you guys who have not signed up for the Patreon, please do. And, man, we'll hook you up with either Resident Evil 2 or Kingdom Hearts 3, doesn't matter, whatever platform, console, whatever that you want it on, I got you. So go ahead and sign up on there, and we'll go ahead and we'll pick a winner like we always do. So you'll see the wheel of, I forgot what I called the wheel. It's been so long since I used the wheel, but whatever, the wheel of winning. Shit, somebody's gonna win it, and man, I can't wait to give it out. And of course, next month's gonna be a really big month, so I don't really know which game I want to give away. So I probably might do a poll on Twitter and see which game should I go ahead and try to give away. Most likely it'll probably be Anthem. But I don't know. There's a lot of people out there that's really interested in that Metro too. So I don't know. We'll see. But let's go kick it on to the show. I'm pretty sure Livewire or Donald Trump will be popping in like he always do late. He's already got to deal with his situation with this damn shutdown. So we'll definitely give him his proper greeting when he comes in. But other than that, let's get to it. So first topic right now off the bat is Jump Force. The beta came out, the open beta came out. I don't know how many people got a chance to get to play it. I got to play it last night. I thought it was pretty cool. You know, graphically, it looked just kind of like what it was when it was at E3. I hope they crisp it up a little bit. But once the action is going, it's like the lighting and all of that. It looks really good. It's really fast paced, so it seems like it's definitely 60 frames per second. Man, the combos, I'm over here all over Ichiro, so I think that's definitely going to be one of my favorite of the three. I want to know, I'm going to go straight to you, Saltiest, and see if you had a chance to get to play it. Are you even interested in that type of game?
It's good that you came to me first because it's not my bag, you know what I'm saying? So I could just get that out of the way. But I know a lot of people that are super hyped about this game, namely Bloody. Anybody that's into anime, which I'm not. So, and then the double compound on that is I'm not a big fighter fan as well. So you add those two together and, you know, not much left, right? What's your term? Throw it in the bushes or something like that?
Well, send that shit to Hades.
Send that shit.
Yeah. Send it to Hades. Just go ahead and throw it away. Yes, I got you. Yep. So, all right. Well, cool. What's up with you, Chris? I know that you have been anticipated. You'd like to play a couple of fighting games. And so I already know this, but the people out there don't know. So have you got a chance to get to play it? Are you excited about this game?
You know, I'm pretty excited. I think the way the game looks, it looks, you know, when you seen it at E3 and when they showed that first demo of it, it looked all like computer graphics, didn't look like it was real actual gameplay. And then when you actually see the gameplay, you're like, wow, it really looks like that. So that had me really intrigued. I'm really excited to play the beta. I haven't got to play it yet. Every time I've gotten to try to log in, it keeps telling me servers are down. So hopefully the schedule that I found online is right, that at midnight, it'll be Eastern time, it'll be back up. So I'm pretty hyped for it, man. I love some fighters, not all fighters. I'm really into Injustice, and I'm super hyped for Mortal Kombat 11. I know that's not what we're talking about, but I'm excited to give this game a try because I slept on Dragon Ball Fighter Z for a year, and I finally picked that up when it was on sale like late fall. So I enjoy that. So hopefully this Jump Force tickles my fancy.
Yeah, what did you think about Dragon Ball Z Fighters? Because I haven't really seen you play it. So what do you think?
I think it looks really cool. I have a problem with the way that the story progresses, as far as like.
You got to ignore the story, bro.
Yeah, man. The story is just so stupid.
Together, man.
And so what I end up doing is I play a couple of matches in the arcade mode, and I have some fun that way, just because it's really fun and eye candy. But if I'm going to really sit down and really get into a fighter, I'm always on Injustice, bouncing around multiverse, trying to unlock more and more Batman gear, leveling more and more fighters up to 30. So that's what I've been doing today.
All right, cool. No doubt about it. No doubt. All right, what about you, Operations? What is it? Have you got a chance to get to play the open beta yet? Are you interested in this game? I know that's kind of a stupid question when we're looking at your with your avatar, but hey, let me just go ahead and ask for the people that don't know. What do you think?
Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to touch it yet. I had a busy day, and like I was trying to jump into it before the show, but there's an update for it, so that's still like right now. So I won't be able to touch it until like after the show. But I am interested in this game. Of course, I'm big in anime as well. So seeing all of our more iconic characters jumping as well, and even some of the smaller characters from like lesser known animes people don't know about that we do as well. It's just like it's like a love letter to us anime fans. So I'm definitely into it.
Yeah. I was impressed, and you know, and I don't know every anime character on there, but the I had to use my boy Ken from Fist to the North Star, because I mean that's kind of like for my age group, that's kind of like where it almost all began. Like you go back to Fist of the North Star, Robotech, all of that back in that
Have
era.
They released a full like roster yet for this game?
They got
you can probably find an unofficial one.
Yeah, they got 17 characters. I know that I was looking and hoping that they would have Yu-Gi-Oh ready to go, because I'm stoked about Yu-Gi-Oh being a playable character, but he's not in this demo. But
is Astro Boy in this game?
You know what? No, I have not seen Astro Boy.
Man, I certainly hope he's DLC, because that'd be the shit.
Oh, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised, because I mean, I didn't even think that there was like they could have put you know, like a Bleach game, a Naruto game, and then I mean, well, characters in One Piece, all in the one, like that just blows my mind with that. Like for these other characters, like what I can't even pronounce his name, like Yokaka or whatever. I have no idea. He's supposed to be some kind of monster hunter, look like a little kid. Like, what the hell? Who is he? And then like people got stoked. I was looking at all the people in the comments in the section when they saw him being revealed, and then like this big old dude looked like he's a rock. Like he's playable. I haven't got a chance to play with him. Now another character that was pretty wild to me was damn, I can't think of the name of the actual game. It's a Zodiac game. It's on PC. It's on the PlayStation. It's a really cool fighter. It's really different, but it uses all the Zodiacs. And so, of course, since I'm a Virgo, I like to play with the Virgo, even though his special is not the best one. But like they brought in the Taurus from that Zodiac game. It's really dope. So I wouldn't be surprised if they would bring Astro Boy or somebody like that. So I don't know. But
yeah.
Triple Cup,
Yu-Gi-Oh is in the game as well. Just confirm that Yu-Gi-Oh is in Jump Force.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I seen the little clip of Yu-Gi-Oh. They just haven't shown. I haven't seen them actually fight. They just show a couple of pictures of him and then show like him doing some special moves. But you don't know what his fighting combo technique is yet. So, which I'm really stoked for.
Hey, Mega, I sent you a character list that I had found from PC Gamer that was just updated 2 days ago. So there looks like there's quite a few characters in there.
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, I've been peeping at while you were talking about it. They're also getting pretty big.
Yeah.
What about you, Triple Cup?
I mean, me personally about Jump Force.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with the to me it's a research of this generation, is a research of the fighting genre. Like back in the 360 era, I had no desire at all, like zero, to play fighters. When Street Fighter came out, I dabbed with it for a second, man. You can go back and check. It was like I just touched it and just kept going. But when Killing Instinct first came out, it was something about when the Xbox One first came out, that Killing Instinct, and it just something that's just put a jolt through my body. And then I played Mortal Kombat. I was like, okay, that was pretty cool. Then they have Tech, and then they had Injustice, and then all of a sudden they came out with Jump Force, and it's like they smashing. Shout out to Bloody Knuckles, he out there getting it in. But they, just like he was saying, they smashed all of the anime characters together, and they bring it forth a whole fighting game. I said I do not want to play. I don't want to play the betas and stuff like that, simply because of when you get to playing these betas and and maybe some of the alphas too, and like the timing don't be right, and some of the game be messed up, and it'll kind of it'll throw you off of the game, to make you don't want to play it no more. Like how I'm trying to think of what's the name of that game that the Street Fighter, not Street Fighter, the Marvel versus Capcom.
Oh, Infinite.
Infinite,
yeah,
Infinite. Like when I played the beta, it kind of like deterred me from the game. Even though people say, "Oh, the game is fixed now, it's a better game." They went back inside the game and they redid it or whatever. But my whole thing is like, once I get a bad taste in my mouth, it's hard for me to go back. But a game like Jump Force is one of those games I want to wait till it come out and it be at its best and its polish and its perfection. And I know that on the Xbox X they're gonna actually put a little extra into it. It's gonna be what 4K 60 on the X, right?
Oh yeah.
That's my biggest thing. But the character design, I was talking to Savage Carter, and he was just going through some of the names and some of the people that they was gonna have on there, and some of the people he want to see on there. Like the whole list, the roster is not available yet. But from what I'm saying, this gonna be the fighter of 2019.
Oh, whoa! You going there? Because I mean, we're going to another fighter here in the.
I mean, but ain't no other fighter gonna mess with Jump Force. I mean, even though that other one came out, but in this
Mortal Kombat 11,
when I seen it, I was glitching, and I'm traumatized. I mean, I'm desensitized from gore and blood and all this other type stuff. To me, it don't bother me. But when I seen that 11, yeah, it was some serious. But we're gonna get there in a minute.
Okay, all right.
Some bold statements. Too.
All right, that's a
too.
that's a bold claim, bro. I you know what? But that's okay. I mean, that's what these podcasts is for. We just sit there and you say what you want to. I mean, I do think that Jump Force is going to have a lot of traction just because of the fact of what Operation said in regards to anime fans. I just looked at it, but as playing it, I wanted a little bit more polish. Now I was just looking at the trailer that I was just that got sent to me from Chris, and it showed that polish that I've been waiting for because they were showing My Hero Academia character. I will not do it. Let me be country. I will not ever say half of these dudes' names, but I will not try. I will not even try. What'd you say? What's his name?
One of his names is called Deku. That's easier to pronounce.
Okay, so since Knuckles is here, since he's not here, and since he's in PAX, I'm going to go ahead and let you be the Japanese translator in names.
I'll try my best.
Because, bruh, it's not coming out of me. Maybe one of our guests can go ahead and maybe throw a little bit of those names out, but damn sure ain't going to be me. But
I got one: Piccolo, Cell, Trunks. Simple, man. What's wrong with you?
Okay, cool. I like that.
All right, I'll even throw a hard one: Frieza, Vegeta, Goku.
Okay, all right. Keep going. Let's get to those. Let's get to those little harder names though. Since you want to,
Ichigo Kurosaki, Rikia, Soseki Azian, Renji Barari, and Steel's running out of steam. Somebody else.
Hey, Salty, you want to try to throw any of these little names in here?
All I know is sushi. Isn't that Japanese? Sushi. That's about it.
Damn. Hey, we don't need live wire tonight. Fuck that.
That's the extent, my dude.
That's it. Cool. All right. So, well, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. But other than that, let's definitely move on. And man, second time. See, look, I gotta go to it. I'm over here looking at these damn names and getting hype, and I'm over here getting to the second topic. All right, Forza Horizon 4, greatness. They just announced. Well, Xbox just. Well, I've seen Aaron Greenberg announce it that Forza Horizon has 7 million, have over 7 million players. Now, my question is okay. That sounds like a great feat, right? But what the hell does that mean? Like, does that mean that they have over 7 million sold? I mean, does it just mean that just 7 million people just happen to play it and then put it down and never go back? I mean, what is your interpretation of that? I'm going to go to you, Chris. What the hell does that mean to you?
Well, when I hear 7 million players with Forza Horizon 4 being in Game Pass, I would imagine that some of that is partial to being in Game Pass. See, I like Forza Horizon 4, but there was just so much coming out. I haven't really played much of it. So I don't know if it's 7 million active players or just 7 million downloads from Game Pass, or you know what I mean? I don't know, but I think it maybe all together.
When they do that,
Game Pass, maybe.
When they do that, they don't ever include Game Pass.
Oh, they don't? Well, then, yeah, then obviously that's 7 million sold. That's the way I would take it, maybe.
Yeah, because that was what that was the when the PlayStation fans, or I should say fanatics, not the PlayStation fans themselves, but when the fanatics was trying to use that as energy to say, oh no, that was a Game Pass, and they iterated a million times that no, Game Pass has nothing to do with this. This is just how many people have played this game or how many is sold or whatever, and it was saying 2 million, but yeah, so Game Pass is not included with the 7 million. So, but go ahead. My bad. I just wanted to make that clear.
No. And then if Game Pass isn't included, I mean, maybe it's 7 million active. I don't know. That would be my guess. Maybe 7 million active players.
Yeah, that could be right. Well, and also it was excited. There was also bringing the point about Horizon 3 and that it sold over 9 million copies. So, and it took over a year for it to get to those 9 million. But that's why it was, Aaron Greenberg was, and then also the people at Playground were so excited. They was like, man, it's just the start of 2019, and we're already at this number already. So it kind of sounds like it's how many sold, but Microsoft is doing that funny language on not want to give out actual sales numbers, which I think is stupid. Because I mean, regardless if it's going to be if it sold 500,000 or if it sold 20 million. I mean, just let us know. But other than that, I don't know. So what do you think about this, Salty?
I think it's a good marketing strategy from good old Greenberg, because he's being not clear on purpose when you come up with these numbers and you're not really specific. Like if you look at this tweet by Forza Motorsport, it was talking about, it doesn't say like any specifics. It just says we're celebrating the more than 7 million people have played. So it's not getting into particulars there. I know they went back and talked about the Sea of Thieves situation and clarified that, but like it doesn't necessarily carry over for this one, because they didn't say like every time we're going to do this, this is going to be the situation. And they kind of do that on purpose because it leaves it vague. So, you know, the everyday Joe could come up here and read this tweet and say, oh, 7 million, that's 7 million sold. They just see the number figure and they're like, oh man, I mean, that's 7 million, but that's not just, it doesn't tell the story, but at the same time, that's still a lot of people playing, you know? So right now it's not really an important thing for Microsoft to necessarily just have sales, because they want people buying Game Pass and playing things in Game Pass. So if there's 7 million people playing this game, it's healthy, people are playing it, they don't really care if you're buying it or you're playing it in Game Pass. As long as you're actually taking part in the game, then they don't give a shit, right? So
yeah, true. And also one thing that is pretty interesting is that they've made a lot of side money as well, because even if the people that did go ahead and just get it off of Game Pass, there was a lot of people that went ahead and got the DLC, just, you know, just paid for the DLC because they had a whole bunch of sales for it. So I mean that it's really, like you said, it's funny math. It's really weird. I don't know what the hell how to look at it. I gauge it as being positive, of course, because if it would have been better if it was just saying over 7 million people gamers engaged right now playing the game. Like that would make more sense.
So what will happen, how we'll really get the figures, is when, you know how they do the UK sales charts, they'll put those out, and then we'll get an estimation on how much they actually sold, because they kind of give figures there that you kind of figure out how much it's specifically selling. I would guess it'd be around like 4 million-ish, but that's just an estimation.
That's cool. I mean, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, hell, that's better than anything that we're really actually getting. And on top of that, now you do see it all the time that I see our boy Jamie. He always pops up those sales figures in the UK, and Forza's always in the top 3. So I mean, I think it dipped, to the top 5 one time, and then it jumped right back up to the top 2. So it was right under FIFA, and I think that was like what, last month or something like that, because I think they had that Xbox sale. So so Forza Horizon 4 is doing fantastic regardless. But I mean, I would like to know a little bit more about the numbers. What do you think about this triple cup? I mean, do you kind of look at this as being sales numbers, or you agree kind of like what Salty is saying, is like this is, you know, just falter, just to kind of make people think that that they're talking about sales?
I mean, I think there'll be more things like it wouldn't be sales, because I don't think Forza, even though Horizon is a magnificent game, I think that has more to do with the Game Pass number and people played. Therefore, because that's really what counts nowadays, because console sold, game sold is to them is really pretty much irrelevant. The majority of the people now is putting money into investment in like people that's active, and you know, so that's why they always talk about like sales. They don't talk about sales number. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat. You know, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. It's
yeah,
all right.
It ain't about the sales numbers no more. It's all about
engagement.
Engagement, thank you. Yeah, so now it's all about the engagement. So with Forza, they really want to talk about like the engagement, like, okay, they had this many people playing the game, because pretty much that's what's the most important thing. They ain't worried about like the game sold, because you know, say you get it in Game Pass or you can purchase it. It's the customer choice. And by it being a choice to do what they want to do, I don't think they want to know is, okay, we have this many people playing. That means if you want to buy this game, you still have a big community. And a game like that have long legs, and the price really don't go down. So you still gonna have a constant revenue for Forza. And you know, the car throws, they don't have a Forza coming out this year either, right?
Right. Yeah. No.
Yeah. So that game can continue selling for the next to the next year. until the next Forza come out, because they keep, you know what I'm saying, they keeping a cycle. And I mean, me personally, if it wasn't for Game Pass, I think I would have had the back burner. But by me having Game Pass, I was able to hop into the game. And then, like, you know how you got the little the season passes, or you might have, or you just might want to buy a DLC, is always available for me for a person that wasn't gonna buy the game right now anyway. Now I might get a little extra change and say, okay, this season pass might be on sale right now. I purchased that, or let's say a DLC that I'm really interested in. They can get my money from that in that direction. So now we don't have to worry about like me having to purchase the game first, because a lot of people say, well, I don't want to drop $65 on a game, but it's in Game Pass, I'm paying $10. Oh, they got a $20 DLC. I like this game. I'm having fun with this game. Let me put some more into this game because I want to get more for my investment. So I'm thinking that's like a beautiful thing. And him saying these numbers is more about just the engagement more than anything, because they trying to weave out the whole console war sales and stuff like that, because this the days of the future. We're not talking about hardware anymore. We're talking about subscriptions.
Yeah, that, I mean, we have heard from them that actually from Microsoft is saying, look, that they're kind of gonna get away from that whole generational thing. I know that as long as they're going to be PlayStation fans, I don't think that that's ever going to really change unless they just completely wipe out the consoles. I don't think consoles is not going anywhere anytime soon. I think we still have at least 2 more generations before it's a wrap. I think by that time everybody will be caught up across, especially the United States and almost in all the pockets of the world that's willing to spend, that's going to spend money, or that, the great civilizations, I should say. Did I say great civilizations? Oh my God. Okay. Let me take another sip of Crown Black and make myself more crazy. All right. Anyway, never mind. Scratch that. What I was saying is that if there's more people that's going to be having, maybe if one country doesn't have just now that still has 3G, they'll move up to 4G. We're finally going to get up to 5G. We'll be getting eventually fiber wire. We already have fiber wire in some major big cities. I know here in Oklahoma, we're already starting to get fiber wire. So it's going to start catching up. So
before you go any further, I want to say this to everybody, so nobody get fooled on this here. I mean, AT&T, they doing some funky shit. I mean, the shit stinks so bad you can smell it from here to Canada. Man, they got this network, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing the quotation. I know y'all can't see me, but the quotation marks, they saying 5G-E. And now the whole thing about it, it's still 4G, but by them putting the E behind it, they saying it's 5G. But I mean, making people think that it's 5G, but it's actually 4G. I mean, I got by AT&T with some stuff they did a long time ago when I'm thinking I got Octafiber and I'm really got a step above dial-up, wondering why my internet moving so slow, and I'm bitching and complaining to them. And then I got somebody that I know on the inside, he broke it down to me, like, you know what I'm saying, it's the way they word stuff, but they don't really have what you think they have. Like, they do not have no 5G. Look at that, they got an E behind it, and that's the cover they add to say that's not really 5G. Like how Sony being in the lawsuit, they do a lot of slick ass shit like that too. Sony they'll take a console and they'll sell it, and they have people still thinking that you can play PlayStation online for free. Because I know a person I talked to a week ago, he thought it was for free, still could play it for free. I said, no, buddy, you got to pay for that. And that's why a lot of people went to PlayStation not knowing that they got to pay for online too. But now Sony getting sued for that. So AT&T is doing the exact same thing. They just making, the little keywords to fool people. My opinion, man. I just everybody need to know this.
Damn, that's kind of like what Salty was over here saying, basically. Is that like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, 7 million. Hey, we ain't said sold. You just made the interpretation that we said sold. But anyway, what do you think about this operations?
It's kind of a mixture of what everybody's already been saying. Like, of course, Microsoft, they choose when to be specific, when to be vague. This is the instance when they chose to be vague about it. It could be a combination of like sales and engagement numbers as well, because we don't know if the Game Pass is included in this or not. So it could be an amalgamation of that as well. But like either way, the game is doing well. All people are saying that they just put this IP on a rest, just stop making it, give it like a 5-year break. Just stop. There's obviously a need for this IP, this franchise keep going on. So like it's still doing well. They're still profiting off of it. So I mean, this is good for them as well. So this is 1 million players. I think there's really no negative you can take from it at all. Yeah,
like if you guys look at the numbers from the beginning when they did put out figures, Forza Horizon 4 is outpacing Forza Horizon 3, and we all know what happened with that game, right? How much copies did it sell? A bunch, right?
Over 9 million. Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's outpacing it, it's the most successful game. I mean, put 2 and 2 together. This is going to outsell Forza Horizon 3. It's a better game, and besides the DLC, you would say, right? Because they, Hot Wheels was the shit, right? So I think this is going to sell. Who knows, right? Because they're going to keep supporting it for years. So this shit, who knows? But it's successful, and that's all that matters, right?
Especially if there isn't another Forza this year, and they keep supporting it all the way in through 2020 when a new Forza comes out.
Facts, and that was what that Triple Cup was alluding to, was that, like, look, I mean, which is really smart for them, because look, I know liked Forza 7, but but also you can kind of tell that even as beautiful as it was, it still just doesn't have that pizzazz as that Horizon does. Horizon, when you start off on Horizon, it's just cool. Like, it's just got a whole different flavor. So I know that they have to still keep the tradition, but they also have to get their hype level up to the point to where people can feel like they can trust getting on just regular Forza. So when a Forza 8 comes, they need to add more. They need to get the rally cars going. They need to start having snow tracks. They need to start doing a little bit more like what GT has done, and then just enhance that, because right now Forza is just king. It's the king of racers right now. There's nothing stopping it. So I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. So, all right, cool. Anybody else have anything to say about this? Okay, all right. All right, thank you. Let's get on to it. So now, we was in the DMs, and Knuckles was over here trying to give us a little tidbit about Days Gone, but he said he'll have to tell people later or whatever. But there's a lot of hype. I mean, I was looking at there was Remedy, they had Kojima over there, and and there was somebody that posted something on Twitter that had me cracking up, because they said, Kojima's out here going ahead and making tours, and he's not even working on his damn game. And then somebody said, well, I think the game is already done. I don't know. Kojima works really slow, but he's got that Rockstar effect, and so people were so excited to see Kojima there. So, like Death Stranding, it still has this kind of like mysterious hype, but then yet nobody really knows what the hell that this game really is. And then you have Days Gone, and that it had, so you had Eurogamer that was talking trash about it, saying that this game probably needed to be scrapped and just rebuilt, and this game is just not going to work. To now, there's people that's saying in PAX that this game is actually pretty damn cool. It's got some potential. So I'm going to go to you, Operations, and ask you first. What is your thoughts about either game, about Death Stranding and about Days Gone? Do you think that the hype is still real? Do you have any faith in these games?
Do I have faith in them? No. But as far as the hype, as far as Death Stranding, like, it has a cultic hype about it. Like, imagine a scenario, right? You're in a cult, right? The leader comes out, you're like, oh, he's about to speak. And you hear him speak, like, what do you say? I don't know, bro. He fucking spoke, bro. That shit lit. Like, that is the cult following behind Death Stranding. No one knows what the fuck it is, but people are hyped for it, and they're like, they're already ready for it. I mean, that's them. They can do them. It doesn't bother me at all. I just don't care about it right now. I gave him 3 trailers, and I still don't know what the hell is going on with this game, so I don't care at this point. But as far as Days Gone, what they showed with us, the game looked pretty average to me. The game doesn't look all that well, but from what I've been hearing from like people actually at PAX to get their hands on the game, they actually improved it over from the last time we've seen it. So that's a good start for the game as well. So I have a slimmer hope for that game, but I'm still not completely sold on it. But what do y'all think?
Let me go to Chris. What do you think?
Well, they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? So I guess hype levels can be, whatever you want. I don't know. As far as Death Stranding goes, to me, the gameplay they showed, you're moving a box, you have a baby in your tummy. I don't understand it. Kojima's on some.
Come on, man.
Bro, it's UPS 20 years from now. Let's be honest.
Man. Kojima's on some sort of crazy acid trip right now, and I get it. Like, the way Kojima's games get scored, it'll probably be a perfect 10. No hate on it. It is what it is. I mean, nobody knows what it is. That's the thing. As far as Days Gone, it's another zombie game. I'm so burnt out on the zombie genre and all everything having to do with zombies, so I really don't care if people like it. Great, if
Hey,
not,
be careful, Chris. You call it a zombie game, they're gonna hang you by the intros, bro.
well, what do they call their
Freakers.
what?
They call it freakers. That's what the game director calls them.
Freakers. Wow.
What do you find them in the club?
I know, right? That's not even original. Like, I mean,
Ground zero.
Come up with something better than freakers.
The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night.
Yeah.
The freaks come out. Okay, all right, go ahead. I'm sorry, Chris.
Nah, man. I mean, look, I don't know if Days Gone will live up to the hype, and I certainly don't think Death Stranding could ever live up to the hype. It's just, Kojima has this aura built around him where he can do no wrong, and everything is gold that he touches. So, you know, I'm not saying he's a bad developer by any stretch. I'm just saying what he's got going on now is on a whole different fucking level as far as just what it is. So, I mean, to each their own, I guess.
Yeah, true. And look, I don't know, man. I'll give my thoughts about it. I'm gonna go straight to you, Salty. What do you think that the hype is real between these games? I mean, are you excited for either one of them?
Hell no.
bro.
No, here's the deal, man. I've said my piece on Kojima. The dude is the most overrated. I don't know. I don't get it. The dude belongs in.
Oh no, this is GRG. You say what you want. There's no.
Man, he could take a shit and people think it comes out gold. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
This dude. It was funny because you said on Twitter he does everything but like work on his game. It's true, man. This dude's out like building buildings, like. You know, holding babies and going to conventions and shit. It's just like, dude, aren't you in the house working on your game, man? So, and then I read an article where they had this like private showing for Guerrilla Games, and he grabbed the Dual Shock is what they emphasized in the article, like it was some act of fucking, you know, he grabs the controller. Duh, he's a fucking developer, my dudes. I mean, he should be grabbing the controller or the game's gonna be shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just throw babies and I don't know what's going on with this Death Stranding. I think what it boils down to, if it was any other game, right, any other developer, this game would be dead, man. No, people don't even know what it is, man. You know what do you do in this game? And you ask this to people, and they're like, man, I don't know, man. But it looks interesting. It's like, I mean, it's just not going to do it for me. And then the other game, Days Gone. I mean, zombies. The genre's stacked right now. And you got to stand out, and this game just isn't standing out for me. Like, what is it doing that other zombie games don't do is my question. Like, why should I be excited for this game as opposed to another zombie game? And I don't know if many people could answer that question. You know?
Yeah, for Days Gone, it's gonna be harder for them because they're going up against Dying Light 2 and Resident Evil 2 for 2019 as far as zombie games, and those already have a falling behind them. RE2 is a remake.
You know what that means? Oh shit! 2019. You thought you was going to escape in 2019, but keep going. Operations. I was just over here. I had to get him.
I feel you, bro. I understand, but
yeah.
RE2 is already established franchise. It's on a comeback right now with RE7, not a remake. And Dying Light 2, the first one was a massive success. It has a big following online. I forgot they released some statistics about a while ago, but it's doing very well for them. And the second one's already pretty anticipated for their fan base and other people as well. So you have those two games that has to compete against. So right now it has a lot to prove as far as Days Gone.
Yeah, I mean, I got to agree with you. What about you, Chuck?
Yeah, okay, Chuck. Yeah. Y'all can hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
I'm over here talking my ass off, and I had the whole microphone.
Slipping, boy, you are slipping. Okay,
man. Hey, I'm like, man, hey, matter of fact. Matter of fact, this I'm gonna tell it at the end because I know it came back and we'll try to mute my microphone. So I'm gonna let it serve for a few minutes. Okay. But this I was looking at with the Death Stranding and the Days Gone. One, like you were saying, that pregnant man shit. I mean, call me country, call me south, man. I just can't understand that shit. I don't want to understand that shit, and that's too much shit for me. Some shit is too much. I'd rather watch somebody rip somebody's head off and eat their brain. Yeah, I'd rather see that. Too much is on other stuff. That's too much. But the Days Gone with the zombie killing. I mean, I know some people say they don't like the game. It look like what is this? What's that movie called? DayZ or World Z or some shit like that. Whatever that movie was. Yeah,
no,
that movie.
You talk about I Am Legend and the DayZ, the Brad Pitt.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It kind of give me that feel of this day Rambo. I don't run out of ammunition. I just want to just keep shooting and zombies coming. They got a little pause when you creep and you try to find stuff. But it's for people that game now. It's a zombie game where people with short attention span. So if you got a short attention span and you just want to do some shit right quick, and then you just want to get into some senseless killing and have a little story to give you a reason why. Because I'm an Xbox person day in day, you know what I'm saying? But y'all got to give it up. Sony have the best stories. They are the best creators for stories. That genre right there, hands down, I got to give it to Sony. And that's out the top three: Nintendo, Xbox, and you know what I'm saying, PlayStation. I had to give it to them when it comes to storytelling. So I'm expecting to have a decent story, but I'm just thinking that's like a shoot 'em or just cause type game where you pretty much is gonna be running around, want to see how many zombies you could shovel and mow down, and how many different ways, Dead Rising 4 type stuff where you just killing zombies, just millions and millions of zombies. Which people still don't want to get that game. Dead Rising 3, not 4. I don't like 4. Dead Rising 3 is props, but yeah, but I feel like if anything, there'll be a game more interesting, even though both of these games ain't coming to the PlayStation 5. I mean, let's just go ahead and accept the fact.
So okay, so all right. So you don't think that these are going to be like forward compatible or anything, or backwards compatible? What I think it's like called forward compatible.
Yeah. No, actually, with the PlayStation, that's up in the air. See, for me, I'm thinking that might be the make it or break it point for the PlayStation on 5, because you know how they say every generation they had like a little downfall. Like the PlayStation 3 had its downfall, the Xbox had its, the Nintendo Wii U, you know how it had is, and then like you kind of just keep rotating around. So now it might be Sony time again, and that might be their downfall. It's something just as simple as not being able to have your games for compatibility. And you know what I'm saying? I was looking at the chat, but I don't see how many likes we get. But
I don't know either. I don't know until I look into the creator, because YouTube be tripping. So that's why I tell people to hit the invisible like button. I won't know until after the show.
Yeah. Well, anybody, I want to see some like buttons going on when y'all want to see the same.
Hit that goddamn like,
I want to see the like button being hit.
Like button. They hit us. We get about anywhere from 80 to 112 likes per show. Always.
Man, we got to hit who that 150 likes tonight. Just on the likes alone.
Hit that invisible like button. Hit that invisible like button, and I'll get my 4 to 7 dislikes. I always get it always. Any video that I drop, it's 4 to 7 always. I mean, well, I think when I did the hashtag save lock video and the Persona video, I got hundreds of dislikes. But that was pretty funny.
With that one, man. They'd come after you for that.
They were coming after me for that one. But anyway, other than that, let's go. Live Wire. What's going on? What's going on with you, bro?
Not much, man. It was busy.
You all right?
Daddy shit.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, really?
Yeah.
I mean, you ain't gonna clip your nails again on the show, are you?
Nah.
Okay. All right.
He's in his taxes right now. Wait. No,
I mean, what are you doing? Filing taxes? I mean, what you doing?
Nah. This is my shit was falling down.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, all right. We got to take it slow with live sometimes. But okay. So, all right, are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, cool. Let's go. All right. So, Days Gone. Oh, this might be messy. Anyway, Days Gone and Death Stranding. Is the hype real? Are you excited for any one of these games since you do have a PlayStation Pro?
Wait, Days Gone? I mean, Death Stranding is what's
no. A lot of people are suspecting that this game is going to come out sometime this year. But I was just going because there's been a lot of Kojima news and Kojima sightings and Kojima's everything. And then this game is, I mean, it's like
he's not wrong.
He's a Kardashian. He's like a video game Kardashian. So regardless, he's there, but people suspecting that his game is already ready to go. That's where everybody get a chance to get to see him and fanboy a girl over him. So are you excited for Death Stranding? Are you excited for Days Gone?
More excited for Death Stranding than Days Gone. And that's because I don't know what Death Stranding is. Days Gone, I'm playing through The Last of Us, and I'm not impressed. So I don't see what the hell Days Gone is going to do for me, to be honest.
Doesn't that game give you like a slow grind? Like, I mean, it's just like
it's very slow, but a lot. But I'll tell you this, man. What was it's kind of, I would say, like a lot of the PlayStation games kind of have that slower pace than like what you would traditionally see on an Xbox game. Like how could I explain? It'd be like, all right, so in Xbox games, it'd be like, all right, you're in a firefight, and then you might jump in a car, but you're in the car in a fight to go somewhere. Or like everything is like moving, but there's action following. PlayStation always slows it down and has these long walking sections in their games. And The Last of Us just has a lot of them. Because I'm sitting there, I'm in fall right now. I don't remember where I started, but I just remember it said I'm in fall. And I'm just like, damn, this shit ain't over yet. Shit. Shit is like, I just met the black dudes and all that shit happened. And I'm just like, damn, this shit is long as fuck. Like, and because the action is way spread out. So it's like, you know, you're scrounging for shit. And then, I don't know. I mean, it's all right. It's, you know what it is? It's probably because I'm playing it late. So maybe it was popping when it first came out, but now that I'm playing it, I'm like, I played better games than this. So it's like now it's in, you know, like the story's dope. Don't get me wrong, that's the best thing about it.
Oh yeah, the story is amazing. I mean, it's
but the actual gameplay itself is just not that interesting to me.
It feels very dated, and it's. I mean, look, I'm not gonna. I don't know. What do you guys on the panel? Y'all, anybody could just jump in on this one. What do you guys think about the Last of Us?
I thought fighting the humans was more fun than fighting the clickers. I thought fighting the clickers was extremely
That is big facts, yo.
Absolutely facts.
It was so boring. Like some of the sneaking stuff in when it was dark, I guess that was kind of creepy and fun. But other than that, doing it once or twice is fine. But when it was a lot, and then the I don't know, they were just boring. They're boring enemies.
You know what? This
zombie shit is just boring. But I will say, The Last of Us did have a good story, and I like the giraffes.
You know what kills me about the clickers, about the zombies? Mm-hmm. You shoot at them, and you can shoot at the clicker's legs, and it'll just die. You be like, the fuck? I thought it was a zombie. It doesn't crawl after me and nothing. It just, no, well, you got me. It's over.
Well, I'm playing it. I haven't gone back to it in almost a year, but I'm playing it on the hardest level, and like.
Yeah, you made a mistake there, sir.
I did, but I get in there, and then I'm like, okay, here's a whole room full of them. I take them out. I get to the next level. I'm over here. I'm further down. I'm like, all right, cool. And then, like, the same way of how you killed all of those clickers by sneaking on them or throwing them or doing some crazy shit. And it just so happened that, like, this clicker seemed like he had eyes. Like, I'm sitting here, and I'm being still all of a sudden. I'm like, what is going on here? And then you got to start all over back to where you. And then I'm like, you know what, bro? You know what? Okay, I got you.
Once you step outside of the hyperbole surrounding game, there's a lot of like technical and bug issues that game suffers from.
Yeah, I was about to say, man, I was just playing it earlier, and the dude I was walking with, he was like standing, like hiding, kind of in plain sight, and the guy just walked right past him. I'm like, what the fuck? But he saw me in the shadows. I said, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask, do you guys like, I'm of the believer that they should have just left Joel and Ellie's story where it was and had The Last of Us Part 2 be somebody else's experience. I felt like it should have ended like a Tarantino flick where it left it to your interpretation of what happens. That's just kind of way I felt about it.
I would have thought it, yes, something along those lines, and then kind of like tie in what happened to her in later on. Mm-hmm. But you get to play with a different character. That would be interesting. But to be honest, I'm just hoping that in the new one that they fix a lot of the kind of the slow, like
it looks a lot more fast paced.
But you know what?
We do have to remember
that was more intense thing though.
That game is last gen. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a last gen game, and the remake really wasn't a true remake.
But Uncharted kind of follows the same path of like those slow, just walking around moments. But you know what? To be honest, it's that to me was the more interesting part about Uncharted. When I played Uncharted, I enjoyed doing the treasure hunting more than just getting in the mindless firefights.
Yeah, and it seemed like a lot of the enemies were super bullet spongy, and I hate that.
Yeah, that was the thing that pissed me off about Uncharted. Like headshots didn't really. You shoot a dude in the mouth, and he would just keep shooting back at you. I said, "And what planet is this?"
Yeah, Uncharted firefights are just always bad.
I like the platforming and the treasure hunting and the snooping around for all that shit as opposed to the gunplay.
But that's why I like Tomb Raider more, because it does focus on that aspect more than it does just.
And plus, headshots with the bow always kill. So.
Always,
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
always. Even those crazy damn things in the cave. They're like you put one, you dodge, you put it in his throat or his brain, he's done. But I don't know.
Hold up. The Tomb Raider DLC was supposed to come out today, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Or is it like the 22nd?
Oh, maybe you're right.
Well, maybe it's next week. But yeah, live. We got to go and do a co-op on doing a cave or whatever, man. So,
yeah.
Anyway, all right, we went. See, that's we always go left. All right, so so anybody else want to kind of touch on today's Gone or whatever? I just think personally, I mean, look, I've heard some good things here recently, and so I'm not going to dismiss the game as being like trash. I've never been that type of gamer. Like I always give a game a chance. It's just that to me, it's like, look, if people have this, if these people have this energy for Crackdown 3 because of the delays and things like that, you would think that there would be that same type of energy for Days Gone, but it's not. It's like it's hype. Well, it's been kind of quiet a little bit because I think there's some PlayStation fans out there that are a little skeptical. But once that game drops, then all of a sudden here we go, and especially if that game sells 1 million, then we're going to hear it and they're going to throw it. It's story game, single player game.
Okay, Mick, this is how I feel about it. If you only have a PlayStation, then Days Gone to probably be some dope shit for you. But if you have options with other consoles, then I don't know. I mean, I guess it's third-party games too. Yeah, it depends. Because I mean, I wouldn't play Days Gone over Crackdown or freaking what's Nintendo or Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
No, that's a fire game. I forget what y'all talking about. I love that game. Back on the PlayStation, what it was, PlayStation 2?
Ultimate Alliance.
They had the old ones on the PlayStation. It wasn't it was the X-Men.
You talking about the X-Men? What was it called? It was X-Men. It was 2 of them.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, ever since then I just love those type of games.
Yeah,
was fire. Because those came out with the Xbox, the OG Xbox, and then the 360 got the Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, Ultimate Alliance. And then when I was waiting, I was like, man, I'm not paying like $30 for these games a piece. At the time it was 30, and then they had a sale for $10 a piece for both of them. And I said, I'll get them here. I'll probably get them next week. I'm going to go ahead and I want to get this game. And then next thing you know, here an article drops like I think in 2 days. 2 days later saying that they're discontinued, they'll no longer be sold again. I was mad as hell. I was like, that's on me though. But anyway, all right, let's go on to the next topic. Let's talk about it. Bam! I don't know if you're around here yet, you know what I'm saying? But if you are, here we go. We talking about it, and that's that Mortal Kombat 11 reveal. So now you know what I'm hearing. Yes, so I'm gonna go to Salty first on this one.
Hell yeah, let's go.
And we're gonna get to it. So, what was your whole interpretation about it? Break it down to me from the last chromosome of what you thought, what you anticipate, and how excited are you about the game?
So, man, this game is just amazing. First of all, Mortal Kombat. stands alone when it comes to fighting games for me. I'm not a big fighting genre aficionado or one that plays all the fighting games, but there is a game that will draw me in to play it almost every time, and that's Mortal Kombat. And that's the way NetherRealm does their business, you know, like there's just something about their games that I just relate to. You know, I remember playing Mortal Kombat 1 on my dad's old ass PC. I don't know if you guys remember the floppy disks or not, man, but
I remember the floppy disk.
Yeah, I got Mortal Kombat 1 on the floppy disk, and I was playing that shit, and I remember just being amazed, you know what I'm saying? Like ripping spines out and shit. Probably was a little bit too young back then, but now like you look at the graphics today and like if a little me, like, you know, young me went into the future and saw this shit, man, my mind would just blow off its, you know, the top of its where it rests, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Just look at the graphics. That's what, like, we're at the end of the generation and we're hitting the stride when it comes to graphical fidelity, you know, God of War, Forza Horizon 4, all of it, man. And this is just a showpiece. It is like fluid, the animations, like, there's a part where Sonya got her ass kicked and her body's getting bent over, and you look at her face and her face is making specific like facial animations. That's what it's all about right there. And then the fatalities, my God, dude, like Scorpion throwing his chain out there and it lights up and cutting people in half. This game's amazing. And like, this is going to be the fighter of the year. Let's be honest, right?
Chuck.
Because you know they know what they're doing. Injustice 2 was dope as fuck too, and I don't really play fighters, but yeah, it's good, man.
Oh no, I totally agree with you on that. All right, what about you, Chris? Give me your lowdown on this. What you thought?
Well, first things first, I'm gonna have to say the show itself was kind of lame. I feel like Ed Boon was rushed. I feel like it would have fared better if it was more of just like a live stream, him sitting down. I know they said they're going to do those streams again. I just feel like if they felt rushed and Ed Boon was slipping on the script. But other than that, like nonsense. I think the game looks great. I'm really excited for Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was one of those games that when you first walked into the arcade and you saw that, and it was, for me, it was always next to Street Fighter because those were the two top fighting games. It was Street Fighter and then there was Mortal Kombat. And what Mortal Kombat was just this realistic looking fighter, just like Salty said, blood, gore, super violent, but a lot of fun to play. And as Mortal Kombat has evolved, it's gotten better and better. Now, they did have a few bumps in the road there with, I think, not Armageddon. The one that was after Armageddon wasn't very good. But the fatalities look great. The graphics look great. I hope that there's Spawn in this one. I know that a lot of people wanted Spawn in Injustice. I just don't feel like Spawn fit into the Injustice world. Spawn is definitely a character for Mortal Kombat. So if there's a comic book character that I really want in Mortal Kombat, it's definitely Spawn.
It's almost been concerned. It almost been confirmed. They're like they haven't confirmed it, but they did. But
yeah, I know that Todd McFarlane said something on Reddit or responded to somebody's question. So I'm hyped. The hype is real. Mortal Kombat NetherRealm makes the best fighting games out there. So, yeah, Mortal Kombat 11, 2019 Fighter of the Year.
Woo! All right.
Hold on. Wait.
Come on, Chuck. In your honor.
Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. When it comes to Mortal Kombat, that's a game that you gotta like. You really got to step up to the plate. But my whole thing is with Mortal Kombat 11, you got to think you had Mortal Kombat 10 and you had Injustice, which actually had like some of the same mechanics. And with the mechanics, they're pretty much the same. People going to be playing it and then they're going to get burnt out on it real fast because they don't have that extra learning curve that Jump Force going to have. So when people playing it, they probably could pick the game right up and play it, you know, to the beginner's level, like, you know, XX, you know, down right. You know how the casuals play. But at the same time, it's going to be a learning curve that has never been taught to nobody. So you got to actually learn that on Jump Force with Mortal Kombat. Most people, they're going to pay their little extra money so they can push the one button finishes because they too lazy to hit left, right, up, down, left, right. So you got the game that's going to look like the game of the year, but it's going to fall short for the simple fact of it's going to become repetitive. Now, Jump Force is going to be something unique, brand new, something that have not been done yet. So that's going to be something that's going to catch a lot of people's attention. And these anime fans, man, they still got people playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse. When Jump Force come out, man, do you think that every anime fan going to come out the woodworks? They going to look like trolls trying to troll K Mega when he talk about Persona 5.
Okay, look, I hear somebody laughing. I don't know if that was Salty or Chris or both.
It was me.
Okay, give her the rebuttal. I want to hear this. I want to hear the difference here.
The interesting thing is, you got Injustice 2. It's made by the same developer, but that game is just not. It's not violent like this. It's just not comparable, and that's where people are going to get their fill when it comes to the brutality that is Mortal Kombat. And the other thing that I say, what about the esports factor or the tournaments? I think this game is going to explode. It's going to be all over the place. And then the other thing that's cool is they changed up the fighting mechanics. I forgot what it was called, but there's this meter that you fill up and you can hit that meter and it can
defense and offense.
Yeah, it's like that changed the mechanics of the game. Plus it's this game compared to Mortal Kombat 10 is a lot slower, but if that makes sense, Mortal Kombat 10 is a lot faster, so you got to be more cerebral. And then the other dope ass shit is the customization in this game is phenomenal. You look at it, and that adds to replayability. And then another thing is the story. The story looks dope as fuck because what they showed, that the thing between Raiden, oh my god, he's just like. He's like, you can't kill me. He's like, well, there's fates worse than death. Cuts his damn head off and sticks it on that wall, and he's like mumbling around and stuff. And I'm just like, oh my god, this shit looks cool. So you look at all that in one lump sum, and it's a lot to offer, and that's why NetherRealm they know what they're doing. I can't wait to customize Scorpion the way that I want them. The
customization is people. The customization is what really kept bringing me back to Injustice. So the only thing is, though, I hope they don't have the fucking crypt anymore in Mortal Kombat because I hate the crypt.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it was a little bit too much. Because I mean, you concentrated more on the crypt trying to get different stuff than it was for, and it looked like they merged a little bit of Injustice into Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, they
11.
did.
And so that's a real positive, and the customization, woo. So all right, well, I will get my point on, but go ahead, get your rebuttal. That's
hey, look, but the customization is good, but know what I hate about the customization on Injustice, and it's like it don't matter about your skill level no more. It just matter on what type of gear you have on. And to me, that take me out of the game. I like it to be on even playing fields when I'm fighting.
Well,
you can toggle that. You can turn it off.
Yeah, you can put that in the filters. You can take it off. You can put it within a certain amount of like strength or skill. There's a way to combat it, to even the playing fields, because if you had like esports and people are rocking like crazy different amounts of gear, that wouldn't be even, they probably just toggle that shit off,
that could be a good thing. But then let's say if you're playing the AI and they got the some people that I like when you fighting a fighting game, I like for the person to actually be hard. I don't like when you have to play them, and the only reason why they beating you on a fighting game. I mean, I'm just saying the AI because they just got certain things that's still making the character harder to fight against. He just have on better gear where your punches don't take as much power, and now you got to go do some more grinding and come back to put on some more gear just to go fight him. I'd rather him be harder and use a different fighting style where I got to actually learn what I'm doing when I'm fighting him. But that just
does Jump Force have customization, or is it just straight?
Yes. Actually, one thing about Jump Force that's really interesting to me is that you can create your own character.
Okay.
And so that part, like in the beta, you can't actually create anybody. They got like I think 6 different players that you could choose from the creative style. But I did fight with them in the game, and I was just kind of like, whoa. And then they had like some of the special abilities, like he had Goku's Spirit Bomb, but then yet he had Ken from Ken. I can't say his full name, but Ken from Fist of the North Star, Kenshiro. Yeah, his punch, and then he also had Pegasus Tornado move, which is from that Saint Sieno. I can't pronounce that. Whatever.
It was kind of like mixed with Xenoverse.
Yeah. And like so, the customizations look really cool. The one thing I will say this, and then I'll go to I'll go to operations with this, is that Chuck did say something that was pretty interesting, because you know what? As great as Mortal Kombat X is, it didn't really seem to be a huge hit at EVO. Like, I mean, it seemed like, I know it had its standing, but you know, when it comes to EVO, it seems like those Japanese games, they rule. They had the Street Fighters, the Tekkens, the Dragon Ball Z fighters, the Smash Brothers, they run everything around there. So it will be interesting if they.
What about like on Twitch and stuff? I think Mortal Kombat's going to be on Twitch, like the top Twitch charts for a while. Like, I think it has staying powers. But real quick before you move on, I've been playing Super Smash Brothers, and there's some people that don't like the fact that you have to unlock the characters. You know what I'm saying? You gotta.
Are you serious?
You gotta play, and then you gotta gain the ability. You gotta fight that character and beat them and add them to the lineup. I love that feature in the game.
That's how Tekken used to be back.
I love it.
That's how it always used to be. Even that's how it used to be back in the days. Before there was DLC. You played the game, and you unlocked that character. And then if you got to a certain point where you unlocked all the characters and you did you fought a special boss, and if you beat that special boss, like I remember in Street Fighter, like you had to beat it was Street Fighter Alpha, you had to beat Bison, and you had to beat him. I can't remember actually how you had to beat him, but you had to beat him. And then once you beat him, then you got a special character out of that. That's how it used to be. I don't understand that.
See, that's when Triple Cup was talking about getting tired of fighter games after a short period of time. There's got to be something that draws me in to continue playing it. That's one of the mechanics that keeps me playing Smash. Well, it did until I unlocked all the characters. I think if they implemented that feature in other fighters, that'd be cool. Like Mortal Kombat, you get a certain amount of starter fighters, and then you unlock the other ones, or whatever. Like the stuff that you're saying from Jump Force about creating your own characters, that'd be dope as fucking Mortal Kombat as well. Like you see all these cool features in each fighting game, and they all bring certain things to the table, which makes them unique, you know? So
right. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That was a great point, Salty. So what about you, Operations? What is your whole thing about the reveal? Were you hyped? Are you about to get it? Are you going to risk it all and get that $300 set? What you gonna do? You gonna get that $300 collectible?
Oh hell no!
Is anybody on the panel gonna get that $300 collectible?
Hell no. Lemon might.
Well, Lemon ain't here, so he can't. Lemon's over here. Got to take care. He take care of business right now. But
hey, can you wear that scorpion mask or no?
I don't know. I think it's going to be big enough to where you could put it on your face, but I don't know if you can wear it. I don't know.
Don't do it at night. You'll get shot. That's all I'm gonna say.
You damn right you'll get shot.
But you better have Alexa built inside of it too.
For real. But $300 is a lot of money for a collectible. But anyway, go ahead, Operations.
Yeah, I caught the reveal. It looks good. Like, the game does look really good, but I'm not gonna buy it. I've never been a big fan of Mortal Kombat. I know it's in Game Pass, or what was it, Xbox Live Gold? I think it's in Game Pass right now. I might have to try it out. But like, as far as like, I'm not big into fighters, and like Mortal Kombat never really stuck with me. I've recently gotten into Dragon Ball Z Fighters, and of course it'll be in Jump Force because that appeals to me more. But Mortal Kombat down the line, I might peep it at one point, but like right now it's a no buy for me.
Oh shit! So you over here agreeing with Chuck right now? That do you think Chuck is on to something about Jump Force?
I see his point. Like Jump Force does have a unique aspect. I can see his part. Some people might be a little bit fatigued with a Mortal Kombat, but I haven't been seeing that much from the fan base or any reaction to it so far. So we have to wait until the game drops. But like Jump Force does have that unique aspects to it as well, because we saw Dragon Ball Z Fire when it first came on the scene, it blew up, especially in the Evo section as well. It could be that could be even bigger factor with Jump Force as well, but we have to wait and see what's going to happen.
No, I totally agree. What about you, Livewire? Now I know you're not too big into fighters, but I did read your comment on Twitter about this reveal.
I mean, it looks dope. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'll probably beat the story mode. I know I'm gonna be dog shit in the game, only because I don't have time to play that. Like, to be a fighter, you gotta be in that shit. Like, you gotta put some actual work into it. So, in Mortal Kombat, as of recent, I just never been really good at their combo system, because it's just different. Like, a lot of the fighting games you can do combos are way more tighter. Like everything's a little bit closer up. Whereas Mortal Kombat, it's more like you're basically comboing people as they're falling backwards. So you basically kind of got to chase that combo. But I mean, it looks good. I mean, they added a lot of cool stuff. So I mean, kudos to them. I definitely look into getting the game, but you know, man, I'm just not not big into fighters like I used to. I mean, Jump Force looks all right, but I don't like anime like that, so I'll probably play it and be like, "Ooh, this looks good." And then
I think Knuckles would have hissed at you if he was on here tonight.
Oh yeah, well yeah. But you know what? I'll tell you this: Mortal Kombat, as cool as it'll never be as big as those other games, those anime and Smash Bros. Just because they got a different kind of cult following. You know, it's just.
You think so?
Yeah, man, it's on another level. I mean, Mortal Kombat fans, don't get me wrong, they exist. They're there. And they're pretty deep, but they're not on the level of, like, I mean, bro, you know how many fucks you can't give to be walking around in a Yoshi costume? So that's a whole nother level.
I agree.
You ain't getting that is not to attract women. It is not. Like, you're not even remotely thinking about anything else except for, that game and your support for it. At least in Mortal Kombat, you could wear some stuff and look, halfway decent. You know what I mean? You got a cool outfit on, but ain't nothing cool about dressing like Yoshi, man. It's just,
it ain't. I mean, or what was there's a big, what is it?
I mean, there's always going to be one girl.
He's a big lizard.
No, it is cool. I love it, but he was just rubbing the fur. I'm gonna rub the fur on Yoshi. I'm like, oh man, crazy ass lady.
Well, I mean, look, I agree and then I disagree. From my standpoint behind it is that I think Mortal Kombat is bigger than ever. Than it ever. It at one time, Mortal Kombat's phenomenon was unmatched, because when it first came out, there was somebody in the chat, I think it was Infinite AA, and he said, "I wish I was around at that time when Mortal Kombat first dropped." It was actually, at the time, it was looked at as a horrible thing, because it was getting scrutinized by the media, by politicians. They wanted to try to. That's when it first started, to where they wanted to try to regulate video games to the point of not having violence. And when you see the rating systems, that's where it came back in the 90s. That's where it all started. Mortal Kombat. And then there were some other games that came out in its wake as well that kind of started this revolution of politicians want to do. And it was really crazy, because the Trump administration was actually trying to get back into doing that shit again. But it seemed like it fell flat on his face, because there's other things to be worried about. But but Mortal Kombat phenomenon was insane. Like it was on a whole nother level. Like when it first dropped, it was the number one fighter. It outdid Street Fighter. It was king. And then on top of that, it was with Midway, which was and it was made by Americans. That it also kind of put the it kind of put the Japanese developers on notice that, like, hey, this is the start of Western developers outpacing Japanese developers. So now when you look at it, like, I mean, Mortal Kombat's been here for almost 30 years. If you come back and think about it, that's crazy, right? So after that, it fell off for a little bit, because after Mortal Kombat 4, it seemed like they were all over the place. And I think that when Midway got shut down, and then they went and had another realm, and then they was doing all this, and they was doing the Shaolin monks and all different types of things and all that. Then they did the DC versus Mortal Kombat. I actually liked that game. I thought it was pretty cool. I hope they bring it up. I hope they one day bring it to Game Pass. I mean, not Game Pass, but to backwards capability. But it was cheesy, because you was expecting a little bit more something into it, because it wasn't really bloody or nothing. But it was still, I thought it was a fun game to play. But Mortal Kombat didn't really actually come back until Mortal Kombat 9. Do you guys agree with that?
I agree.
Yeah, I think Mortal Kombat 9 is when it actually started making a comeback, and then Mortal Kombat X just blew it up. Injustice actually, to me, was when it was bringing the Injustice was the start of when Mortal Kombat NetherRealm started getting their feet wet again. Like they were like, okay, here we go. Like everybody's worried about the Tekkens and everything else and all of that, but Mortal Kombat came with Injustice, and then they came with 9, which 9 was cool, still had that old school type of thing. But when Mortal Kombat X came, it changed the game. So you're going to hear something from me that I don't think that anybody is ready to hear me say, because you know how much I love this particular game. It's my number one. It'll always be my boo. But right now, for this generation, I gotta take my hats off, man. I gotta do it. NetherRealm is king. It's outpacing my Mighty Tekken. It's just better. It's just fucking better. After I seen that reveal, and then they brought that new character in, and the dude knocked the brain's head out, the brain out the dude's head. Like I'm like, bruh, what the fuck, man?
Hey,
like,
he
are you
didn't
kidding
stop.
me? Like, bruh, like no, he beat him. Like, and then like they got this. I don't know if this like a new type of X-ray they got where they kind of speed up the attack, where I don't know what that was, because I was in my work truck and I couldn't really listen to it. I was just seeing it where Scarlet she started whooping ass, and then she started cutting on Scorpion, and then she put the knife into his gut and then went up, but it was all real fast and then it was slow motion. I don't know what is that, like a new form of X-ray, or I don't know what that was.
I think that was a fatality.
I don't think that was.
I think it was called the Fatal Blow.
Yeah.
Blow.
See, like you adding different shit like that, like to and then I also like that they brought Scarlet back, even though, you know what, I will still hold on to it. AJ felt and said, hey, Mega, he said this to me last night. He said, Mega, take down that picture of Killer Instinct versus Mortal Kombat. Take it down. I said, hell no, I still got faith. Because if you go back and you look at Scarlet, what does Scarlet looks like? Scarlet look just like old girl from Killer Instinct. Look like Mira. Say I'm lying. I'm lying.
She do.
She looks just like Mira. I'm telling you, have faith. Something's coming. Xbox been too quiet about Killer Instinct, Jack. And when I read something from Game of Sutra about the whole audio sound and how they really want to perfect that for Dolby Atmos and everything, they are really in tune. Iron Galaxy was talking about it. I was like, yeah. I think it could happen. I really do. I'm not going to give up faith. I'm not going to give up any hope on it. But Mortal Kombat is just, NetherRealm is just king right now. They have it. I'm not going to disagree with you on this factor, Chuck, is because Japanese games have a better long-lasting flavor at Evo, but there's no question that Mortal Kombat is going to kill it in sales. They are going to hit 20 plus million.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
20 plus million. Nobody ain't gonna really talk about shit except for Smash and this and there'll be a few people talking about Dead or Alive, but no. Mortal Kombat.
Not about Dead or Alive.
Yeah, see, you know what I'm saying? I'm so sorry, Tekken, the mighty Tekken. I'll wait for my nigga DLC, and then I'll get back and I'll start whooping some ass again. But right now, goddamn, right now. And another thing, and before we move on, I gotta say this. One other thing I have to say is that NetherRealm knows how to make a fighting game story. Nobody else. Like, the one weakness to Japanese fighters is that their stories are garbage. They're garbage. Tekken was the only story that I could really get into. Tekken 7 story is great. It's great. It's fucking great. I hate the fact that it goes to that little cinematic little like where the journalist is talking and they do the little sketch because they kind of lazy with it. But overall, Tekken 7 story, like, that's one of the best damn Japanese stories that's been out in a long time. Tekken 7 story is godly, right? But NetherRealm, the way that they make their stories with Injustice, and now with and even with Mortal Kombat X, and then with this Mortal Kombat, and even with Mortal Kombat 9, and in the first Injustice, it's top notch, bro. Top notch. Does whatchamacallit have a story? I don't know. Does Smash have a story mode?
Yes, but it's not like a conventional story mode. You remember stuff like MC from Brawl?
Oh yeah. Okay,
they brought that back, but they made a couple tweaks to it in the new Smash, but it's almost the same thing.
Okay, cool.
Even Street Fighter story mode be all over the place.
Oh, Street Fighters, man! Don't even mention that piss water to me. Don't you ever bring up Street Fighter. Don't you ever bring up Street Fighter 5 to my story ever. Dragon Ball Z Fighter story is 10 times better than Street Fighter story. I don't want to hear that trash.
Man,
it's a
Street Fighter story. To be honest with you, Street Fighter story ain't been good since what Street Fighter Super Street Fighter 2 Alpha or whatever it was called.
I used to watch some cartoons too. Street Fighter cartoons.
Oh, the Street Fighter anime.
I was talking about the game, like the movie,
the Street Fighter anime. No, the animes is fire.
At one point, they were kind of synced. At one point,
they kind of they just fell off the story. I'm talking about on game wise though.
The story of Street Fighter 5 was at launch was it was oh my god, it makes you want to puke thinking about it. But it was horrid. But yeah, no, they're. Japanese developers with their stories on fighters is just not on the same level of what NetherRealm is doing, man. They just know what they're doing. So anyway, let's move on. I can't give enough praise to what they're doing, and also they're making every other fighting company look at how you really work with Unreal Engine 4. Like who's making a better fighter than them? Who's got a better looking fighter than them right now? Who? Exactly. Crickets. Crickets. That's what I'm saying. Crickets.
They need to build get a reboot on their fighter.
Who do?
Killer Instinct.
Oh, Killer Instinct. Man, they got to. They have to. That's what I'm saying, man. I got faith on it. But anyway, let's move on to it, man.
They need a story for it too, like a legitimate story. Not like,
you know what, the little story that they did add to it is decent. It's not horrible. It's just it's kind of it definitely needs to be rewrote. They ain't the only ones.
Forza got to do it too. I think if Forza has a story, then that's when Forza will be taken serious and put into the game of the year contentions when they have stories like
let me Need for Speed was supposed to be.
Let me make this point. Let me make this point. Forza Horizon 1 had a story, and I was hoping that 4 went back to that original recipe with that, but they didn't. And I don't know what with the boss battles and all that. Like that was so epic. I hope that they bring that back in 5, or at least do something with maybe a new DLC or something, because it does have a story, but it's more so playgroundish. But I don't know, man. Yeah, because one is story wise on that. It had a story and it was really cool. Like the boss battle shit was so dope. Like I don't know. Okay, anyway, let me move on. Number 5. Let's get to it. EA cancels its Star Wars open world game. Why is there so much EA hate when there's so many other publishers out there that kind of made the same kind of practices in a sense? So I'm going to go to the guests. All right, Chris, let me know what you think about this. I mean, first off, what did you think about the whole Star Wars cancellation first? And then what's up with this EA hate though? I mean, is it warranted?
I don't know if it's warranted. I think EA put a lot of bad taste in people's mouth with the way they handled the loot boxes and all that other nonsense. If the game's not good, why keep spending the money trying to make it good? If it's shit, it's shit. Cancel it. Why put out a game that's gonna be shit, and then EA would get so much more hate on them if they were released a game that wasn't up the Star Wars fans guidelines. I don't think they really deserve as much hate, but I mean, I'm not a super Star Wars fan, so maybe if I love Star Wars as much as other people, maybe I'd hate them too. But they keep putting their foot in their mouth, and they keep stepping on their own dicks with some of the shit that they do. So I guess the hate is warranted, but I mean, if the game's not good, why keep trying to put money into it and release something that's not going to be great.
Exactly. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. What about you, Salty?
He's got his mic muted.
I know. I see it. I'm just over here fucking with him. I'm over here to see. What do you think, Salty? Well, first of all, I just want to say that I had to go urinate right now. No, I'm just playing with you. I don't know. I don't know.
You sound like a pansy.
No, I'm just playing with you. Okay.
And the king had to go sit on his throne.
Oh yeah, he had to go sit on his throne right now. That's where he is. Anyway, Triple Cup. What is your whole thought about the whole EA situation about canceling this game and the whole EA hate right now? What is it warranted? Is it necessary?
I mean, it's never necessary. I mean, you know, it might be the circumstances of the situation that that people is misinterpreting about the cancellation of the games. Like some of the games that they was probably trying to make was like it might have been too ambitious. They might know that they couldn't fulfill the requirements to actually bring out this game and to make a good game to put out. So instead of just keep trying to make something that's going to be a failure, or they never could be able to put out, they probably was cutting it then before it got to before they dumped too much money into it and try to refocus, because you know EA, they do get a lot of hate, but you know what I'm saying, some of it I understand, some of it, you know what I'm saying, I know a lot of people, some people gonna get mad when I say this here. It's jealousy of EA. A lot of people got a lot of jealousy and envy of EA simply because, you know, they got the mad and everybody, you know what I'm saying, been burnt because of they the only people that can have a football game right now. You know some of the EA practice they've been doing. So anytime they want to jump on, get like EA is like almost like the Xbox of just, you know what I'm saying, of just they for bringing out their games. And like what they doing with EA is like they just trying to do what they can because they got a Star Wars property. They probably was like kids in a candy store. Oh, we got Star Wars. Let's do this. And one thing I always tell people, what I hate for them to do is announce games too early. I can't stand it because see, all this stuff we not supposed to be knowing about these games until they about to come out. And once they get ready to come out, then talk about it. But from what I was hearing about what the game was, they didn't want to do it because they couldn't do right DLC and microtransactions. I mean, that's what EA have to do to hold a Star Wars title. You got to actually know. I mean, you got to be honest with you. What's more hotter than Star Wars? So you know that they gotta get what they got to get out of it. I mean, it's a company first, so people gonna get mad about them doing what you know they gonna do. If Activision get it, they gonna do the same exact thing. Ubisoft get it, they might have to do the exact same thing. I mean, you got to think about it. If any other companies get the Star Wars in this day, in this generation, right here, right now, they probably got to do the exact same thing EA is doing. And Disney went to EA probably because of the company is so big. You know what I'm saying? You got the people that made Dragon Age. They can make an RPG game for Star Wars. I mean, you got got the Battlefront, so you got the first person dude brush shooters where you know what I'm saying, it's just mindless fun. You know, they're gonna have a whole bunch of different genres like which company that made Mirror's Edge out of EA?
It's out of EA. I want to say EA Vancouver, maybe.
Wasn't it DICE?
I think it was. No, it wasn't DICE. It wasn't DICE. Was it?
It could have been. I don't know. I can't. I'll go look it up. Keep going.
I think it was like the same. Some of the same developers was the ones that was on. I think they helped work on Titanfall too.
Mm-hmm. Well, keep going.
Yeah, so they got different, like a whole bunch of different development teams that can actually work on different projects. So they still might have some in the works. They might have just wised up and just took that loss. Got these other games coming out. They just not going to announce them until they know they for surely going to drop these games because of the backlash they get right now. Because that's bad on the company because they, so they got to hold close to the chest. Because if you don't, you're gonna get lynched, especially if your name is EA.
That part is true. What do you think about that, Livewire? I mean, is it necessary for all this EA hate? There's even people out here that's hoping that Anthem fails.
I mean, I you know what? To be honest, this is nothing new. It happens to a lot of devs. It's just that when it comes out, people panic and all that shit. But we saw Microsoft go through this shit, so it's not the only reason why we're not panicking about it for everybody is because not everybody should get out, or what I'll say is certain companies get a pat, like a Nintendo, they'll get a pat, like, well, if Nintendo canceled it, then it must have been shit, That's how people look at it. Or PlayStation canceled it. Well, it wasn't that good, but it's because those other Nintendo had a couple of games that already came out, and so did PlayStation. EA has games that came out, but with the whole microtransaction thing and the Star Wars, and what was the other game? There was some other game that they thought was gonna have.
Dead Space.
Is it? Do they do? No, that's Warner. That's Warner Brothers, right?
Who?
Brothers, the Shadow War.
Yeah, Shadow War is Warner Brothers. It probably was Dead Space. What you're talking about?
Yeah. And Battlefield 5, they thought that shit was gonna have microtransactions. So people almost at this point they just panic about anything EA does. They were like, "Oh, they got DLC. Fuck EA." Like,
yeah, Anthem's kind of getting an unfair shake because of EA and stuff like that too.
Yeah, well, they're getting it twofold because they're getting it because people weren't big fans of the last Mass Effect, and then they're getting it because people don't trust EA. So, we kind of already know what EA is going to do as far as Mass Effect. They're probably going to have certain gear behind a paywall. You got to buy this, whatever. It would be nice if they give us the Halo treatment where it's like, oh, you go buy this gear like with real money, or just play the game like a Halo.
About that though, live. That was the crazy thing about it. Like people complained about that. Like they got mad about the whole thing with Battlefield 5 about the grind because they took away. There's no microtransactions in Battlefield 5, and you have to grind your ass off, and people were complaining about that.
Well, because you're going to have both sides. So you got one side that complains that, no, I don't like it when people can just easily get stuff and I got to work for it because I don't want to pay. And then you got people that say, bro, I got money. I'll pay. Just give it to me. But you're going to take the option away? Why the fuck? Because he's broke? That's his fucking fault. Get a job. You get both sides. You're going to have both sides complaining. So that's why have time to grind. That's why when you hear gamers complain, you're like, damn, the gamers always complain. It's not really, no, you got one side that complains about one thing, and then when they switch it, now the other side is complaining about it. So like if somebody was like, oh, in Halo, we're taking away everything that we just added to Halo and we're going back to traditional. You're going to have people that are like, "Ooh, yeah, it's back to traditional. We're going to walk around and we're going to scope with the thumb button and everything." And then the rest of the gamers are going to be like, "What the fuck is this bullshit?" That's just how it that's just how it is, man.
Oh, yeah. And Mirror's Edge was made by DICE, by the way. So, okay.
Yeah, that was a bad game.
Yeah, okay. Which one? The first one was good. I
must say I liked it on Mirror's Edge.
And the second one,
Catalyst.
Man, listen.
Yeah, I stopped playing Catalyst.
Y'all gotta admit that they had some creative mechanics. The way you have to jump off the wall, jump off this hill, and you might got to hit the bumpers and the triggers and the buttons at the same time while you're trying to bounce off the wall or bounce off the other person, grab him by the head, break his neck, turn around and throw him without using a gun. In first person. Just the way the mechanics kind of give you that, that's what Titan.
For that time it was, but like you go back to it now, it's very cumbersome.
A lot of people they waited too long. They waited too long.
Think about it this way, the way they made it in Mirror's Edge, they could have easily made it more easy using the Titanfall method. Because when we played Titanfall, it was just so much easier to figure out and this just makes sense why you would do this to do that,
Right.
It wasn't like this big complicated thing. Like sometimes they outthink the room, and then it's like, well, dude, if you think so, like you make it so complicated that people aren't even going to use it, what's the point of you even having?
Right. Yeah. No, there was a couple of scenes there was a couple of things in there that was kind of like because I got it on my PC first, and I was over here, and I almost got to. I think I might be close to the end of it. I don't know, but I haven't gone. Like I said, I haven't gone back to that in forever. But it was a point where you had to make this crazy ass like jump, like these 3 jumps, and I was like, what? Like, come on, just let me go ahead and do this jump. And then let me just get to kill some people. Let me have a tough ass boss. Don't let me. If there's one thing about any game that I can't stand, right, is that you have to make me do a crazy obstacle course to get to a certain level. Like, I can't stand it. The only game that I give a pass to for that is Ninja Gaiden, because I was so irritated with Ninja Gaiden when you had to jump over just to get to that. And I thought when I finally jumped over there that I beat the boss, and then you come to find out, oh shit, you just only halfway through the game. What do you mean? It took me like 50 times to get on to make this crazy little jump to get over here to fight dude. Like, are you kidding me? I got more to do. So
hey, you ever messed up on you ever messed up on that while you playing, and then you get to the save point, and you get to the boss, and when you get to the boss, you save right there when you don't have no energy, no power. Then all of a sudden, it starts you back over right there, and ain't nothing you could do about it. You just stuck in that constant loop, like how on that Doctor Strange movie, you just stuck right there, man. That
would make me so pissed off. Like, it took me like 2.5 days in Ninja Gaiden to get through that little jump, and then when I did it, and then I lost to him. When I lost to him the first time, because he was tough, you know what I'm saying? Because he was the main boss, but you had to fought him the first time. He was like, oh shit. Anyway, but I don't know. I know I kind of left on it, but it's still the same thing about it. Is like, look, I personally, I've brought these back. I personally feel that I made fun of you a little bit, but don't worry about it. You all right.
It's all good. It's all good.
So no, it's just, I just feel that EA just shouldn't get this ridicule like they do. There's so many other companies that do so much more damage to their customers than EA. I understand the Star Wars shit. Yeah, the loot crate's bad, but let's talk. Why nobody talks about Activision?
I think people realize that no matter how much they bitch about them, nothing's going to change, because they give no fucks.
They thugs. They don't give 2 shits about how they feel about what they just all about making their bread. And then like, as much as I want to buy this Call of Duty, because I've bought every Call of Duty for so many years, I just will not do it. You got to give me a story. What's wrong with y'all? You can't ask me for $119 for all that, and then you're going to still hit me with microtransactions on top of that, and then tell me we don't have a story mode for you. You can kiss my yellow ass on that one. No, I'm not doing it. And then you look at, like, I mean, Microsoft, they've had some shady practices when they first came out with the Xbox One. We all know that. PlayStation, they damn sure have they shady practices. Hell, their customer service is one of the worst out of the big 3, no doubt about it. Nintendo, nobody gets in Nintendo's ass. Everybody wants to love Nintendo. They sell you a damn box of cardboard for how much money? $70 bucks?
About 70,
yeah, about $70, and then nobody ain't talking about it. You know what I'm saying? You can't even now. You finally can, because I guess they've been finding they've been getting a little bit of pressure, but you couldn't even post a Nintendo video or even a GIF or anything of a Nintendo anything without them coming after your ass saying getting a copyright infringement. Like, that's cold-blooded. Like, I bought this game. I'm supporting you. How are you gonna do me like that? And then, I mean, there's just so many. Ubisoft, what they were doing before they started kind of changing their policies a little bit. I just don't understand why EA is getting so much scrutiny the way that they do, and why the hell would people want to hate on them? I don't know. Salty, let me hear your thoughts about this, man. About the game, and then of course the hate.
All right, so when it comes to EA, it's not by happen circumstance that people don't like them. I think they were voted the worst company a couple times, and that's like all companies. It's not just gaming companies. It's just their policies and practices are kind of just not that user friendly per se. And then you have big games that they monopolize, like FIFA and Madden, like Madden Ultimate Team and all this other shit. And FIFA, you get these card packs and everything needs to be monetized or it's canceled. The reason why this Star Wars situation is a thing, because people aren't necessarily mad that they canceled this open world Star Wars game. It's not specifically the game itself. It's not, people couldn't even name the characters or anything that's going on in this game. It's just the compounding issues because EA went to Disney, which is not a company that a lot of people like right now, and they bid for the exclusive rights to make that game. They paid a lot of money to say, hey, no one else is making this shit, we're making it. And then Kennedy, the president of Star Wars, she's like, all right, we picked EA because they know how to make quality games. Well, if you look at the proof, it's not in the pudding, all right? The only 2 games they've gotten out is Battlefront, and those games have been subpar, right? Battlefront 1 and 2. And in the same time period, you look at, I think Crap Gamer posted up a pic of it. Like, we used to get, like, all kinds of different Star Wars games when different developers are making it. So now EA's in charge of it. And if it's not monetized correctly, they can the shit, right? They canned a game that was before that one because it couldn't be monetized. And then there's rumors that this one got canned because it couldn't be filled with microtransactions like they want. So if you're going to have a franchise like Star Wars, you better be able to put out good games. And they haven't done it so far. So that's the issue, you know?
Yeah, no, that is true. I mean, look, I do like Battlefront 2. I mean, I think it's a quality shooter. It's not as deep. It's not Battlefield. It's not Battlefield whatsoever, and it's not. But I put it as a tweener because of the fact that they want to kind of cater to everybody. They don't want to make it super grotesque, or they don't want to make it super cheesy. But they kind of want to put it as an in between thing. I don't know, man. Maybe that could be Disney involved with it too. I have no idea. I don't know, but you're right. You're right. I don't disagree with that. Who else did I miss on this? Did I go to operations on this?
No, not yet.
Yeah, go ahead.
As far as EA thing, there's a couple sites you can look at it from. There's, of course, the YouTubers, the fake ones that find anything to complain about because it's lucrative for them. Let's be honest. And of course, there's the hyper casual feel of it. They don't know much about EA. All they know about is all the negative parts about it. Like, yeah, EA is shit. All these microtransactions, they'll hop on a bandwagon. They'll add on to the hate as well. Some hate is warranted, and some is not. Of course, with EA. As far as the Star Wars game, I wouldn't be surprised with what Salty said about their approach to the games. If you can't monetize it, it's not lucrative. They're not going to go with it because EA they're very business centric. They're looking at what they did in the past. If they can't outdo this next one, they want nothing to do with it pretty much because they're not trying to break even. They're trying to like make a sizable profit off their next product. So it's like. We're probably not going to never know why it got canceled, but it does suck. But the fact that we don't know why it's canceled, so we just leave it like open ended. It's going to be worse on their end because we won't have answers. People are going to create scenarios on why it was getting canceled. That's going to create more hate, more bandwagon, people come against them right now. So it's not looking good for EA. So of course, something's going to bleed over to Anthem because we already heard people are going out the way to hate on this game for reasons unknown, probably because of how Mass Effect Andromeda did, or just it's another EA game altogether. So right now, that game probably has a lot to prove. Just appears to a hyperbole of the game that's pretty much unwarranted towards it. So yeah, EA they're not in a good spot right now. They got a lot to do. Get out this jam. Unfortunately, it's not entirely their fault, but like it is what it is with this gaming community, how the industry works.
Yeah, you know one thing people forget about with EA. People forget about Data is the company that bring out Unravel 2. Getaway, Get Out. What's it? Get Out. That game right there. You know, saying they brought that game out, and they bring out this new game called Fee. I mean, these are small budget games that they probably ain't making a penny off of.
Wait, I'm sorry, it's a way out. It was a way out. I'm thinking of the movie.
Yeah, I know that's what had my mind twisted too. But I mean, you gotta think about it. These little games right here, that's like a gesture to the people. Like, here y'all go. Look, we supporting small developers that y'all probably would have never heard of before. Some of these games y'all probably would have never played before because they didn't have the market behind them. So they doing these gestures for us. But you know what I'm saying? With these big games, like I said, with Star Wars, you got to think about it. Like you said, they went paid for it, or however they got the rights to just being able to them having to do it. They had to put these microtransactions in to make up for the Star Wars game. Them canceling these games. I mean, everybody know EA. Everybody know any other company would have did the same thing. They got to be able to really make a profit off of a Star Wars game because it wouldn't make no sense to have a Star Wars property, but it hurts us as consumers by EA having it because who wouldn't want an Activision game? Matter of fact, who wouldn't want Rare to get their hands on a Star Wars game? I mean, just think about a company like that with a Star Wars game. I mean, they just have so many different, you know, so they would have had so many different options. But you know what I'm saying? For right now, we know that that's what EA did, and the reason why they did it because of money. So I can't get mad at them because they made a business move. And what they doing with the microtransactions, everybody gonna get mad at them, but they can't forget EA still do reach out, like I said, with the little games like Unravel 2. I mean, I almost cried every time I see old boy just normal talk. He just sounds depressed and made me want to cry. But he come out with good games and they really heartfelt. And you know, just get away in that game fee. I never played it, but that looked like that's gonna be like a Ori and the Blind Forest-ish type game. So that might be something cool.
Yeah, there's a couple of those type of games from Fiat. I know there's one thing that the EA needs to get right, though. I will say this, and then we'll move on to the next topic. Is that they need to do something with Origin and with their version of with their EA access on Origin and on console with on the Xbox. I think it's trash. Maybe PlayStation might do something later on down the line to maybe want to have EA access come to the PlayStation 5. Who the fuck knows? But they have to stop separating the two. I am not going to pay extra. I got EA access on my Xbox, but I am not going to pay for EA access on Origin. That just ain't happening. They have to try to merge the two or bring some kind of package deal to make that even more appealing. They do have some stupid points and strategies. They got to get better with that. But you know what I'm saying? I feel that some of the hate that they get is warranted, but not this overall hate. Like, I mean, one Anthem to be bad, that's just stupid.
Yeah, that's just bullshit.
Because I'm gonna tell you right this, Anthem is going to be the next hype. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I can't go no further, but I can tell you this. That's gonna be the next hype.
Hey, you seen the concept?
I played the game, bro. I played it.
I've seen it, man.
I've seen it. I played it. It's the new hype.
Hey, South, I gotta get next to you, man. I gotta come next to you, South.
It's that new hype, man. That game is going to be a motherfucker.
Yes,
I can't go no further. I can't say nothing else. Anyway, let's get on. Crackdown 3, baby. Crackdown 3 finally is getting some damn love. Man, there was an article that came out and it tripped me out because they didn't just come out with an article saying, oh, you know what? Hey, Crackdown 3's multiplayer is going to be kind of cool. It's all right. You know, I mean, we had a good time with it. They said this. They said it's goddamn spectacular. They said awe-inspiring. They said this is the truth. Read look, you can go to my Twitter and you can see what I posted. It's the goddamn truth. They said goddamn spectacular. They said the multiplayer is shocking awe. Now, that just, I mean, look, I already kind of once I finally seen what it was going to look like, because that's the thing what everybody has been wanting to see when we seen it out there at the XO event, to see what this multiplayer looks like. It looked fun. Still some skepticism, which is nothing wrong with that because the game has been out for so fucking long. I mean, we haven't seen anything for so fucking long, or they really ain't really talked about it. But to hear someone go, a journalist that has been critical of Microsoft for other things, but just to come in and say that this is awe-inspiring and spectacular, that's got me really crunk. You know, so crunk that I went ahead and said, fuck Game Pass. I just went ahead and bought it. I went ahead and bought it, baby. So I'm going to my guest.
Okay.
I'm going to my guest. Salty, you got to, man, tell me I was wrong, or you gonna tell me I'm right? Are you a believer in this Crackdown?
Hey, the thing is I had the exact same response as you when I read this, like seeing these buzzwords, these sentences. It's a goddamn spectacular this and that. Like the way this person was wording this shit wasn't, you know, like, hey, it's okay, it's standard. It's like, hey, this shit is legit, you know. We've been hearing about the cloud since it seems like 2013, and everybody's been dogging it, saying it's, you know, pie in the sky shit. You know, everybody's been tired of the cloud. At one point I said, you know, Microsoft needs to get them a cloud mascot and bring that out every time they talk about it, because they talked about it so much. But now fast forward, you know, 6 years later down to 2019, and we're getting close to actually seeing it implemented into a game on a massive scale. And if they can pull this off, which a lot of people behind the scenes are saying they actually are, because this multiplayer cannot function the way it does without, you know, Azure cloud technology. And they said it's just recently, man, they got this up and running within, I think it was like a year ago. So they've been grinding to try to get this shit to work properly, and it's actually working, which is exciting to me. When I'm looking at games, I want to see stuff I've never seen before, experience new experiences. I don't want to be doing the same shit over and over. I don't know about you guys, but that gets kind of old in video games. So when I get a chance to see something or experience something that I haven't experienced in a video game, I get excited about that. But that being said, I'm not a Crackdown fan. I haven't been a Crackdown fan, but this game has sold me on Crackdown. You know, number one, Terry Crews. You got Terry Crews in the game. I'm all about it, because that dude, he's a badass motherfucker. That's all I can say. He does Old Spice commercials and fucking flexes his pecs and does everything, right? The dude is awesome, man. Yeah, he's awesome. So he's gonna be in the game. That sold me. The way they polished the single player, it looks good, man. And then you get to co-op that with a friend. I'm kind of disappointed that it doesn't have 4-player co-op, but I'll let that slide, you know. So you get to go in there with your friend, experience the campaign as Terry Crews, and then go jump in the multiplayer and go blow some fucking buildings up. I mean, let's go, you know?
Yeah, no doubt about that. And the one thing I will have to agree with you 100%, Salty, is that Xbox is missing some great opportunities with 4-player co-op. I mean, we need that with Gears. I don't think that they're going to have that with Gears 5, which I find that to be a not a fail, but a mishap, a misstep. Like that's what Gears need. That's what you want. Like, I mean, Halo, the next Halo, I hope Halo Infinite will have at least 4-player co-op. However the story is going to be, you know what I'm saying, if it's open world or whatever. But yeah, Crackdown, you would want that to be 4-player in a story mode. Like, how fun would that be? Just think about how many people would be out there streaming the shit out of that, just having a blast playing that game. Like that I totally agree with you. What do you think about this, Chris?
Well, I'm a little concerned with Microsoft kind of not really promoting Crackdown as much as I feel like they should. If you guys remember last year, whenever they had a new title come out, whether it's State of Decay, Forza, they always did Inside Xbox to kind of get the week before or 2 weeks before the game came out and to get everybody hyped up. Now, that's not saying that Microsoft's not going to do this, but I'm a little concerned that they don't believe in the game as much as they're trying to lead people on to believe. Now, that's not saying it can't be great, because it very well could be, and I certainly hope it's great, because it's been in development for what seems like forever. Obviously, Crackdown 2 was dog shit. Crackdown 1 was good and it had a fun game and it had a good base to work off of. So hopefully they fix the wrongs with Crackdown 2 in Crackdown 3. Hopefully it lives up to the hype. Again, I feel like Microsoft is relying a lot on word of mouth, and I think they're missing an opportunity to promote Crackdown with Game Pass in one fell swoop, to say, hey, you don't have to spend the $60 to get this game. You could spend $9.99 a month, and then you have it. It's yours to download. You can play, as well as all these other titles that we have with Game Pass. I feel like it could be great, but I'm a wait-and-see approach, just because I don't want to get burned and look like a fool.
You're still skeptical. You are the most skeptical bastard I've ever associated with. Come on,
hey, Chris. If you remember last year on BGST, right around this time, I said there's no way Crackdown 3 comes out in 2018.
You was right. Here it is. Correct. And everybody else was taking credit, and you should have took the credit. And I was trying. I was like, Chris Steele is absolutely correct. He was the one that brought it up. He was the first one of the first people that I knew that brought that up and said that, and he was right.
And it's not because I didn't believe that the game would come out. I mean, I really didn't think it was going to come out in 2018 because when you're so quiet about something, it makes me feel like you don't believe in your product. Like they're touting the X and because they believed in the product. They touted Xbox One, they believed in the product. They're not really touting fucking Crackdown like they did with State of Decay, Sea of Thieves, Forza. I just feel like maybe they don't believe in it. But you know what? It's a wait and see approach. You're right. I am a little what's the word? Cynical, right? Maybe is that the right word?
Well, I mean, look, let's be honest here. I'm an Xbox guy. That's just what it is. I love everything. I love my PlayStation. I love Nintendo. But I mean, I'm an Xbox guy first. That's just what I like. I'm enjoying PC as well. But the fact of it is that look, Xbox has made us a little bit skeptical on things because of their approach on things here in the last couple of years. Not about the whole crazy fanboys speculations of what they say, but in all retrospect of like how they may hype a certain game and do this way, and then you're like, oh shit, come on now, don't do that, or the lack of advertisement or something. Like, come on now, Microsoft, you got to do better than that. Mm-hmm. Don't be talking about Horizon Zero Dawn and then you ain't going to give no love to Halo Wars 2.
Yeah, I was really getting tired of seeing Switch miss and all that shit when it's Microsoft promoting other people's products. Promote your own shit like you did everybody else's. Like, great, all these companies are coming out with these fantastic games on all these consoles. Hurrah. But promote your own shit and be happy about your own shit like you were with everybody else's.
Exactly. I mean, PlayStation hasn't been so grimy because they've had such a big lead. So they're kind of looking like, we ain't going to spank you too bad. But when they did feel threatened, they did throw a little hammer every once in a while. And then when you thought Xbox would normally respond the way that you would normally see them do, then next thing you know, we love everybody. I mean, we need PlayStation. Fuck that. You better give me a commercial that's showing, why I purchased this Xbox. You better, but
I think you have to do it. Hey, can't make it accept that that's not Microsoft anymore. That's not what they do.
No. No. You know what? This is okay. Hold on. I'm going to combine the last two topics, so we can go ahead and so we can try to wrap this up. I mean, these guys ain't used to what GRG has been here for the last month, but we're gonna wrap up those two. But we'll get into that here in a second. But let's go ahead and talk about the Crackdown thing. I want to just go straight to. Are you done, Chris?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, go ahead, Operations. You got anything to say about this whole spectacular situation? Giving love to Crackdown. Are you starting to be a believer now, or are you still skeptical?
Oh, I was always a believer. But as far as these media sites, they can give good news, they can give bad news, negative side, positive side. I'm desensitized to it at this point. I don't care what they say. It means nothing to me. I'm excited for the game. Because really most of them, their credibility, their integrity, that shit's seared away. I don't hear nothing that they say at this point. But as far as the marketing, I thought it was Microsoft stick towards once they get a little bit closer to release, they start going to town with it. But they've been kind of quiet with it so far, except for they gave a video IGN, I believe. It was a gameplay release. But other than that, I haven't seen much from it. But to me, it doesn't scare me. I'm excited for the game. I'm going to get it regardless from Game Pass. As far as how successful it'll be, that's on Microsoft's hands. They have to handle that. So if it flops, that's going to be quote unquote flops. It's going to be on them as well. So I'm really not too worried about the game. I'm just worried about the gameplay, the story, how it's going to play, and of course the multiplayer aspect of it. So I'm pretty sold on the game already.
I don't think that game is going to flop. I really don't. I don't think
so either. Yeah, I don't think
Crackdown's going. Yeah, no. A big shout out to Tip Diamond. He sit there and said, "What's good, GRG? Appreciate it.
What's good, Witch?
Appreciate it. All right. What about you, Livewire? Did you read the article, or if not, did you? Yeah. Okay. So, what is your thoughts? Are you a believer? Have you always been a believer, or what? Are you just still skeptical?
No, I mean, I was always cool with Crackdown being Crackdown. I mean, it looks better than what it did. What was it last year when they showed it? Or was it the year before? I can't remember.
No, it was the year before. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it looks better. Obviously, they polished things up, and to do so, obviously, they changed it from 4-player to 2-player co-op, which is in sync with what it was for the original Crackdown. The only difference now is we got the multiplayer at I think the second one had like the team deathmatch. I don't think the first one did.
Yeah.
But it looks good. It looks good. I mean, I can't wait to play it. I mean, it's one of my most anticipated games of this year. Doesn't mean it's going to be the best game, but I mean, you know what? The thing I want to see from it is just I want to see what it could do, and it's going to bring a unique gameplay that we don't have that many open world kind of just wreak havoc games. I mean, other than Saints Row. I mean, it's Saints Row Mayhem, but Mayhem wasn't very good.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, I played it and I was just like, you know what? The funny thing is they made it free in Game Pass. And what was it, like a month ago? Maybe a month and a half ago?
Yeah.
Made it free. I was like, so let me try this out and I'll play this in anticipation for Crackdown. And I played it. I said, nah, I'll just wait for Crackdown.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about it. No, I mean, man, I am. I think that's what it all took for me was to read something or to see something that actually that was like, look, this game is going to be nice. Like, I mean, the weight was proper. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think the same thing with Days Gone. Like, delays do help. I mean, it helped Uncharted. You know what I'm saying? I mean, delays help.
You know what?
So,
yeah, I think the story is going to be better than what people think.
Oh, I think so too.
Might be better than
I think so too.
The only reason why I say that is because I think people like the first Crackdown. I mean, this really wasn't much of a story. I mean, they tell you everything in your codex. It's like, oh, you got to kill this person and take them out because they're this boss, blah blah blah. But I think it might have a larger overall arcing story that they have. They kind of moves you into the sections, but then each of those sections will kind of play out the way, it's like, oh, you're free to, like, you got to take out this boss, but you don't have to play in no order. Yeah, but you don't have to beat it in any order. It would be no different. Like, remember back in the day, kids played with G.I. Joe, and you'd be like, all right, we got to get to Cobra Commander, but do we take out Destro and what's that? I forget the
Major Blood or the Crimson Twins. Don't let me don't get me started on no G.I. Joe or Transformers. I'll start throwing them all out at you.
Or Storm Shadow. Like, you got to choose which bad guy you got to take down.
Right.
I mean, that's all it is. Instead of saying, all right, you got to go in this sequence to do that. And to me, you know what? That's fine. I don't have an issue with it because I think people get into this mode where, if it doesn't follow the uniform, I need it to go from here to here to here to here. And then, that's how games should be. Like, no, dude, like, I don't understand people's thought process on that. And it's funny because, people get stuck in like, this is what I like, but then complain, man, shit always the same. Well, bitch, you keep on saying makes
right. That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why I play. Like, the funny thing is, people get on this big exclusive thing, and I'm like, exclusives are great, but what are they? Like, they gotta bring something different. Like, imagine if Mario was the same as Zelda, and then, well, I don't know what else, and then Metro was the same as Mario. Like, that shit would be crazy. Like, come on, man. Why are you playing? It's the same fucking game with a different character. Like, why would you do that? Like, Mario plays like Mario, Zelda plays like Zelda, Metro plays like Metroid. Right? You don't go to a Metroid game to play it like Mario. But people talk about, well, I don't like Gears. It should play like Uncharted. Like, the fuck?
But that's the thing, though. That's just the extremist. Like, I mean, I used to listen to I used to have long conversations with extremists, and then when I just come to the realization that they don't even know anything about gaming. Like, they just want to talk, banter because they want to they want to support the plastic that they love the most. They're irrelevant. They're so irrelevant. Like I don't even want to even talk about it. This just gross me out just talking about some of these fools.
That's why
just like they just talk. They want to be on the internet all day instead of actually playing some actual games. And then when they finally beat another game on easy, then they want to sit there and they want to question somebody else's integrity.
They just found the game that they good at. That's what it is.
Exactly. So Triple Cup, what do you think about this whole situation with Crackdown, man? Are you a believer in Crackdown, or are you still skeptical?
All right, well, I'm more of a believer, but first I want to say Chris, I want to ease his mind because he kind of like the balanced person, like he ain't ain't tilted neither way. But I want to ease his mind a little bit about this Crackdown. Now, see, I'm an artist, so I know one thing about art. When you have time to do it, then you complete your artwork, and once it's completed, you can go back inside of it and keep touching it. Now, remember this here, Phil Spencer. He was one of the main people that love this game, but that he is a person that stick to deadlines. He very big on deadlines. Y'all know he's big on deadlines, so that they had to go talk to Phil Spencer and they had to say, look, this game is finished. But look, all this bad hate we get, y'all remember, oh, this game shell shaded. It looks horrible. It's terrible. I don't think this game ain't fun. I don't want this game. It got a whole bunch of backlash. Now, there's some good ass PR. Look, a finished game. We could put it out now and it just sank. Or we could wait and kind of ease it out. And so after we put it out and everybody sees it's a good game, we could promote after the fact. We don't have to promote it before the game come out. We can have the game come out, put it in Game Pass, and we could promote Game Pass with this game because it's a good game. Now people seeing it, but if we sit there and brag on this game being good, is people gonna have their expectations so high. So we're not gonna say nothing. So we're gonna let the people in Game Pass because that's what Game Pass is for. Throw it in there. Now these people are coming, and the other people that got Game Pass, they're gonna say, "Oh, Crackdown, let me try this here." They're gonna try it regardless because it's in Game Pass and they have it. So now they get the plan and say, "Oh, this game here fun." Now the word of mouth gonna work. Once the word of mouth start working on the people, now Microsoft can come in and say, "Crackdown in Game Pass, $9.99," and you can actually start bringing. No, that's when the hype gonna start coming with that game. That's why they had to sell it back because it had a whole lot of bad vibes, around this game. So they not killing it because that's one of Phil Spencer's games. He gotta love Crackdown.
Yeah,
so So now he's gonna put it out there at the perfect time, and he's gonna get the perfect amount of hype for it. People that's playing it now, they give it. That's why they saying such good things about it, because their expectations are low. It's better to hit somebody to give them low expectations and hit them high, hit them stupid high. So now they feeling the thing that's gonna go down with Crackdown. And like I said, I was an artist. This game was already finished. You don't believe this game was finished. They told y'all this game was finished. They pushed it back because they said it was so paid. People like, oh no, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. The game not finished. Oh, I ain't seen no multiplayer. The world about to come to end. The Chicken Little stuff. No, you don't got to worry about none of that. The game was finished. They said it was finished. Now what you get now is a lot of polish. I mean, look how much detail y'all seeing. You even see, matter of fact, you know how much detail you can see? You can see the Old Spice deodorant on his armpits. Now, tell me that ain't no detail. I'm just bullshit about that. Y'all know that shit clear.
No, the game looks a lot better. I am happy that they did take, because after Rand did his video, right? And I made a video after that, and I don't know if people went to Rand and because I don't know if Rand watched that video that I made or whatever. And try to make it seem like I was coming after Rand. And I know I just wanted to support Rand on the fact that Rand Arthur, that look, he's entitled to his opinion. If I agree or if I disagree, the fact of it is that look, Xbox fans, don't jump on Rand. Don't jump on him. He's giving his honest opinion of what he thought about Crackdown at that time when they showed it, and then they tried to promote it by having somebody who didn't know how to play video games because she was some popular chick or whatever, and she made it look like an absolute fail. You can't get mad at Rand about that. You get mad at Microsoft about that. They should have had somebody at least know how to play the goddamn game, or do some buffoonery. You know what I'm saying? Sony is real good at that. Like, have some cute chick play the game, or pretend to be playing the game and then actually have somebody else playing the game. You know what I mean? Like that. Do something like that, because it did look horrible. The game didn't look anything like what it does now. It did needed to polish, and I appreciate the fact that that the Xbox squad, regardless Phil Spencer and above that, Sumo Digital, they took the time to get that game right, because this, I've said this before on previous GRGs and everywhere else, is that this game is the introduction to the cloud. If this game is half-assed and this game is not living up to expectations, then you just failed the xCloud technology. Period. So for seeing people to say that this game is goddamn spectacular or awe-inspiring, it gives me a lot of hope. That's why I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna pay my 60. I got you, Microsoft. Make it happen.
You ain't got no Game Pass, though.
I got Game Pass. Fuck that. You know what? Look, if I'm gonna be real about this, man. Let me just tell you this, right? Like, I know that there's people out there that say, oh, well, you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and just get like, no, fuck that. If I'm real about what if I enjoy that game, I'm gonna buy it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna play around with it. I'm just gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. If I, you know, it will. You know, let me just say, God willing, as long as I got the money to do it, and you know what I'm saying, I'm working and making money, do it to buy.
Just donate to the microtransactions.
Yeah, well, you know what? Look, you know what I'm saying, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to support it. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to, because that was my main thought, because there was so many games coming out in February. I'm like, damn, I want to play Metro, Jump Force. I want to kind of risk it all for Jump Force. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do. No, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to support this Xbox game. I'm an Xbox gamer. I'm going to support you. I'm going to put my faith into it. But I guarantee you, if that game is not up to expectation, I'm going to light it up.
Oh, of course.
I want to light it up. So the fact of it is that, you know what? The article is fine.
Game Pass, you still going to buy the game, though?
I already bought it. I already paid.
Wait.
It's already installed, Jack. I already paid it.
But K-Mega, I got the game on Game Pass and I got it installed.
I know, but I'm saying I wanted to support it full-fledged. Like, look, I mean, this is, you know what I'm saying, the developers put in the work to do it right. And then read that article, I was like, I'm ready to do it. I mean, look, if I'm wrong, then I can get clowned for it.
I'm not saying you can't do it that way, but I'm just saying, if you already got Game Pass, then, you know.
It's the same thing with Sea of Thieves. I didn't.
Bro, I
already knew what Sea of Thieves was going to be when it first came out.
Or the Xbox. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, what am I?
No, it makes sense.
Xbox church and I'm giving my times and offering. I'm not doing that shit.
Okay. Let me make a point, and then we got to get to the last topic.
You know, like, it'd be like, I'm gonna do exactly what 100 did. He gets his Game Pass and then he spends the extra money on the DLC.
I get it, but let me.
One time for Forza Horizon, I spent the full thing for the Ultimate and saw him.
Yeah, how much you paid for it?
Never again. I saw what he did.
How much you paid for it though, live? Like one sub, huh?
I'm not here for it.
Oh no, let me just say this. Let me just say this right here. Oh, and then we're going to get to our last topic because I want to combine both topics. Y'all can get out of here. Every Forza, I buy the $100 version because I love racing games. I love them. And Forza is the best. I'm going to support it. If this was like if fanboys would try to say, oh, he would do that for a PlayStation. If GT was what it used to be, and they were doing a $100 version, I would be all over GT. I would be all over Gran Turismo, no doubt about it. $100 version, but I want to support the developer because they give me a product that I enjoy vehemently. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pay the money for it. Game Pass, I love Game Pass. Look, I am not like Noof, and no disrespect to Noof, and no disrespect to Supersonic Wolf. I mean Supersonic. I get what they're saying. Like, they're old traditional gamers, and they don't want to stray about it. But look, I don't want to pay $40 for fucking Ashen. I like Ashen, but I'm not paying $40 for Ashen. I'm not going to pay $30 to $40 for that mutant game. I'm just not.
You bugging on that, bro? Mutant is lit, bro.
No, I'm sure that it's lit, but bro, I'm not paying that unless I get the chance to play it. I know what Forza. I know what I'm getting, and I'm gonna pay the $100 because I'm gonna support it. So I'm not saying that you say I'm bugging, but I'm like, look, I don't know. I know people. Look, people told me that certain games was really fucking fire and they were dope. Like there's people telling me that Absolver is really fire. I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, let me get to the next.
Like, I understand you're a grown man, but hear me out, bro. Take your money and buy that game, bro.
Which one?
You, bro. Yuma Zero.
He already has it in Game Pass, though.
I know, but take your money and buy it.
Look, that's why I tried.
When they leave Game Pass and it's on sale for the Game Pass.
If my boy Noob would be like that, I can understand that. But Noob is like, fuck that, fuck a Game Pass. I'm just gonna buy the game. Look, I want to try the game out first. Like I played at E3. I played damn it. I'm losing train of thought. But I loved it. I thought it was great. But when I saw the $40 price tag, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I like you, but when you drop down to 30 or to 25, I'm gonna cop you. So
yeah. Look at it this way.
Yeah, I had some games like that. Why you paying for it disappear, like that Spider-Man 2 did on my ass. I wanted to get that game, but I wasn't paying no $60 for that Spider-Man. And I said, when they get $30, I'm gonna get it.
Listen, nobody's buying CDs individually anymore. You pay $10 a month, and you can listen to whatever you want to.
I love it, Livewire, but I just look. Crackdown. I just like to support Xbox games, man. And
they're
look,
not getting no more money. They get paid one time from Microsoft.
I have a belief that game is going to be fired, just like with State of Decay 2. And when I played State of Decay 2 and I lifed it for like 2 months, for a month. I lifed it for a month. I was already had everything done and had the blood plague and all that. I was ready to go to the next city. I was over here like, no, I want to stay in this city. I want to kill it all again. I want to make sure everything's gone. And then I forgot what came out after that. What came out in, I think maybe Madden or whatever. And after that, I haven't gone back. But I'm going to go back. I'm buying it. I'm supporting it because I loved it. I thought the game was dope. Whatever. Anyway, so let's get down to it. Let's combine both topics because I don't want to keep you guys here all day. So all night. So let's go here to it. Okay. So Salty. Here we go. Can the PlayStation 5 survive next gen without having a strong multiplayer exclusive? And on top of that, Xbox in 2019 has the clearest path of having the strongest year, especially with Sony not having an E3, and Xbox is holding in some information. We're hearing some rumblings about Ubisoft and all that. Maybe, not from Ubisoft about Splinter Cell. Maybe Xbox might have the marketing rights to that. Give me on both sides. What would it be a smart strategy for Sony to go into next generation still holding on to what they did this generation about the single player games? And if that's a smart strategy, and what Microsoft needs to do to hold down the momentum for 2019.
All right, so I'll tackle the first question first.
Okay.
If they keep their strategy the same, will they be successful next gen? I heard this saying, it's better to be good at one thing instead of be average at multiple things. So that holds true in like the NBA, right? If you're like a really, really good shooter, and that's what you do, and you're not really that good at other shit, you could have like a 10-year career in the NBA. But if you're kind of just average at everything, you probably get bounced within a year, right? So I think Sony has an identity, and I think that's good in the gaming industry, that you can identify something that you're really good at and that you excel at. And obviously this generation's kind of proof that these single player games, they sell well. They can win game of the years all that stuff. So long story short, I mean, if things stayed the same, yeah, they could stay status quo and do very well. But as we know, a lot of the things are changing. We're going into like streaming, we're going into the cloud, Game Pass is happening on the Xbox side. So can PlayStation stay where they're at right now and get through it? I don't know. It just depends on how fast things develop. Like, how fast is this cloud gaming situation going to happen? Like, how far is Game Pass going to go? How many more studios is Xbox going to acquire? Because, a lot of people can make predictions, but I guess, it's just that. It's just a prediction. So if Xbox keeps going the way they go and getting that portfolio deeper, I mean, PlayStation's just gonna get left behind, in my opinion. They'll have their single player games, but then you look at the Xbox side, they have multiplayer games, they have RPGs, they have RTS, they have this and that. They have pretty much every damn genre out there, So yeah, I mean, they need the gaming industry. You can't stay the same and do well, right? You can't rest on your laurels. You got to get better. You got to evolve. You got to adapt. You're seeing that on the Nintendo side. The new president, he's doing shit that they haven't done ever. You know what I'm saying? Crossplay and all this other shit. So yeah, Sony needs to step their game up, but they could be okay. I mean, who knows on that? But when it comes to Xbox in 2019, I think it's I don't know. It's going to be hard pressed for Sony to match their lineup. I mean, look at what's coming out. Gears 5. I think that's going to be Game of the Year nomination right there.
Really? Are you really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just the things that I'm hearing from that camp, and just the coalition, the way that they handled Gears 4, it was a safe way to do things.
Right.
It's kind of like when Star Wars came out with The Force Awakens. It's an established property. You don't want to fuck it up. So you take it, you do the safe route, right? You don't take many risks, and then you get the game out. And then the second game is when they're going to be taking these risks. So I think Gears 5 is going to be phenomenal, and then Crackdown, if it comes out and it impresses people, I think that's going to be awesome. And then what does PlayStation have to counter that, really? As far as I know, I think it's just going to be Days Gone and Dreams, and that's not going to cut it, right? So
right, and don't forget about Ori and
the Blind Forest. Yeah. I mean, the Ori sequel, yeah,
and Battletoads. Those are both supposed to be slated for this year. So you're absolutely right. Chris, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, man. Fucking Hangout said my mic was unrecognizable, so I had to hop out, and here I am again.
No problem. No, I just wanted to combine both because I know that, what I'm saying, I wanted to get you guys out of here. I got one more thing, which is something that I started in 2019, which is the fail of the week. And so I want you guys to give me your fail of the weeks while you give your sign outs. But I want to combine both of these topics together. So yeah, the PlayStation 5, can they survive this coming up this next generation without having any multiplayer exclusive games? And the momentum for Xbox in 2019, how can they sustain it? What should they do?
I think the PlayStation 5 can survive without having multi-plat games because they'll rely on the third party. I think. What was the second part? Sorry, I spaced out.
No. It's fine. It's basically about Xbox and what can they do about the momentum.
Yeah, 2019 is definitely theirs to lose. I mean, they're set up pretty damn well with Sony skipping E3. We know that they have Gears 5, like you said, Battletoads. What else? They have some good games coming out. Crackdown. They have some third-party marketing deals that we'll probably hear about at E3. It's they're set up to win 2019, and if somehow they fuck up and lose, then what's Microsoft doing?
Microsoft has now established themselves with a lot of studios that make single-player games. So I don't know. Are you there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I mean they've established themselves with a lot of single player studios. I mean, I'm the initiative. the initiative is the quadruple A studio. Okay, we don't know what the hell they're doing. Who I am more excited about more than anybody is goddamn it, how can I not think of their name right now? The makers of Hellblade, Ninja Theory.
Yeah.
Like, that's who I'm more excited about more than anything. And I mean, in Playground Games, if they're going to be making Fable, that's a single player game. You know what I'm saying? So, and if they're going to acquire somebody else like IO Entertainment or somebody else that makes single player games, like, they're trying to take care of that genre real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm just looking at it from that standpoint, and I have to disagree with you on this sense. I think PlayStation has to. I think PlayStation has to find something. That's why when the whole Bungie thing, when they left Activision, I was like, the smartest choice for Bungie is Sony to go ahead and try to acquire them. And if Sony can't acquire them, then that means a lot of things, in my opinion. And it looks like that Sony can't even fuck with Bungie right now. So I mean, like, because that would solidify everything for them. If they could pull Bungie in and have Destiny be exclusive, or have Bungie make a multiplayer game, because Bungie is good at making them multiplayer games, then Sony would be right where they need to be going into the next generation.
But you know,
the real question is Sony. Go ahead, Chuck.
No, I was saying, but you know, 9 times out of 10, the way they look like they routes they taking, EA gonna be next to get them. If they go back under a big company.
Right. I don't know if they can. Like I said last week, I just sit there and I just said, look, not EA, but Bungie should just go ahead and do their own thing. Don't let anybody acquire them. Let them be nomads, and let's see what Destiny 3 is going to be. Let's see. Is it Activision's fault, or is it really Bungie's fault?
I don't think Bungie could pump out a AAA like that, though. Can't make it without the money behind them.
Oh, they got plenty of people that wants to put the money behind it. They got a Japanese company. What is it? Tencent? Salty? Is it Tencent?
It's not Tencent. It was something else, but I think I
can't remember. Yeah, they have plenty of people that wants a piece of that pie. They want plenty of people. So we'll actually see now if Bungie is the problem, or because Avers made a fantastic point last week about Bungie and their shortcomings, and then everybody blamed Microsoft, and then now everybody's blaming Activision. Maybe it's not really them, and it might be Bungie. So I want to see what Bungie can do themselves. I really do. I
would say it's 70% Bungie, 30% Activision during the partnership together. I
can agree with that. Was you done, Chris? Was you done?
Yeah, dude, I'm done.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, so operations. Let me hear what your theories on both companies. What are their strategies? Should Sony go ahead and do their thing with multiplayers, or should they just keep their straight strategy? Or and for Microsoft, can they sustain this momentum?
Well, as far as Sony, it wouldn't. They will be able to survive next gen without multiplayer, like a big multiplayer game, but it'll be unwise for them not to attempt, because they do see the potential in this field, because they see it as like official game as a service game. They see potential revenue that brings in, because looking back at the they released a document today showing like the highest grossing revenue games for 2018.
I was just going to bring that up. Okay, yeah. All right.
All of them game service.
Top premium PC and console games by revenue 2018. Can anybody give me a guess? Not you, not you, operations, because you already know. Can anybody else give me a thought of what is the top PC and console game revenue in 2018? Which game was it?
I already saw the list. So
Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, goddamn.
Grand Theft Auto.
Okay, Grand Theft Auto. Anybody else? Anybody else? Chris, you got anything? Okay. All right, cool. Shit. Well, I was not gonna talk. Oh my god. PUBG, because I was trying to say PUBG. I was going to say the whole name, but it was because it said the whole name. PUBG was number one. FIFA 18 is 2. Grand Theft Auto 5 is 3. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is the 4th one. Red Dead Redemption is 5. Call of Duty 2 is 6. FIFA 19 is 7. Monster Hunter World is 8. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege is 9th. And Overwatch is 10th. And now when you go to top free-to-play games by revenue in 2018, you got, of course, Fortnite, Dungeons Fighter Online, League of Legends, Pokemon Go, Crossfire, Honor of Kings, Fate, Grand Order, which is a Sony property. That was a game. Remember, I don't know if people remember. I was talking about maybe a month or so ago about somebody that spent like $6,000 to $8,000 on that mobile game. It's a mobile game. It's Sony's game, actually.
That's Fate, Grand Order. That's the game you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the game I'm talking about. And then Candy Crush Saga, Monster Strike, and then Clash Royale. I don't see no God of War. I don't see no Spider-Man. I don't see no Detroit. I don't see Horizon Zero Dawn, which that was the year before. I don't see any single-player games except for one. And that is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Well, technically, you have a few single-player games on there. I think FIFA has a campaign.
Well, I mean,
hey, all of them got a multiplayer component.
Right. So all of them has multiplayer components to them. All of them. So Phil Spencer wasn't really wrong when he said what he said. He was just a little misguided. But still, Spider-Man, they told it about the 9 million, but
Spider-Man.
But who made the most money is PUBG. So go ahead, operations. Let me hear it.
But yeah, I think it'll be foolish for them not to attempt it. It will be easy feat to accomplish. Of course not. Making a multiplayer game that's success to a level of one of these games we just listed or somewhere close to that is definitely an extraneous task to make because it has to be fun. It has to be an audience for it as well. It has to penetrate its already saturated field of multiplayer shooters we have right now. So, of course, it will be a difficult task for them, but I think we should give them at least attempt it because if it is successful, that's another source of revenue for them. Not only fund that IP going forward, but possibly other IPs as well because that can always help a cause. But Sony, as you said, they're really changing their ways. 2019, for them, like I guess make a quote unquote make a comeback for it. They got to knock it out apart with Days Gone at this point because people are playing at PAX South. They're saying it's really good. But of course, that's just gameplay right now. We got to see how the story is because we all know with Sony games, the biggest component for them, because they don't care about nothing else for the most part, is that story. As far as graphics, compared to everyone's, it's okay. Compared to like their first part, like God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, it's not as good looking as those, but it's up there with them. So that's one thing I've tapped about, but it has to be a story for them. It'll be a good knockout for them. But for Sony standard, I think the game's going to do all right for them. For Xbox in their side, I think the year's going to be. We can all agree the year's going to be for them. Everybody else will disagree it's not for them. But I think 2018 is going to be a year of Xbox as well. 2018 was a good year for them as well, in my opinion. But 2018, they're going to knock out a park. They're going to start strong with Crackdown 3. After that, I believe Battletoads, that drops early in the year. Then Ori and Blind Forest. And then after that, the Gears of War towards the fall.
Will-O-the-Wisp.
Yeah.
Will-O-the-Wisp.
Blind Forest. Yeah, Will-O-the-Wisp.
Yeah, everybody said Blind Forest. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, 2019 is really going to be a good year for Xbox.
And then Gears, and then we don't know what else that they might have.
Oh, of course. The Last Light should drop next year, but who knows at that point because that game, they're going through some issues with development and whatnot and funding. So we have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, 2019 is looking really good for Xbox. The only way they can goof on it is if like some made last minute terrible decisions. They come to the devs Crackdown 3's, hey, just change a bunch of this shit. Just like everything you work for to make it perfect, just change all of it. They have to do something very drastic for them to mess up 2019. They have to be trying at this point because it's pretty much been handed to them. Because like Sony, they have no E3. I do believe they have PSX, but that's at the end of the year after everything came and gone.
Yeah.
So yeah. As far as
games, they might have
the
Paris Game Show. They might have the Paris Game Show.
Yeah, I think they'll have that as well. Probably Tokyo Game Show as well. But like a big conference dedicated for PlayStation. I mean, they have PSX. That's pretty much at the end of the year. So right now, outside first party, which is like what Days Gone, I think Dreams first party as well. I'm not sure. They have like Concrete Genie, which is a smaller game, and probably a bunch of third party devs.
They got that one game that it looks pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of Yakuza a little bit. It's some kind of it's got like it's a Japanese like cop game. It looks really good. I don't know how good it'll be, but it looks pretty good. I can't think of the name of it actually. So maybe somebody in the chat might sit there and correct me on it, but it does look good. But yeah, I think maybe Dream Daddy 3. Yeah. I'm just playing. Stop it. Okay. All right. Let me go to live. What is the strategy for PlayStation? Can they still sustain with their PlayStation 5? I mean, with a single player lineup and with the PS5 and with Xbox with their strategy going into 2019? How can they keep their momentum going in?
Man. I mean, they could maintain with what they have for right now until that will starts to really run dry. I mean, because right now, they did have success with Spider-Man, did have success with God of War, and a couple other titles. But at some point, especially if you're talking about going into streaming, it probably would behoove them to at least, get some multiplayer games like a SOCOM, or maybe bring back Siphon Filter and have a multiplayer element to that. Just to, find another way to maintain revenue for some of their games. I mean, because there's no way to, you're not going to add multiplayer to God of War or Horizon Zero Dawn or Spider-Man. So it's those other games that they could. I don't know what they're going to do for Uncharted. I don't know. I don't know.
Uncharted and like Last of Us multiplayer appears function the same as the previous installment.
It's terrible.
I've never played it myself, so I can't say, but I'm pretty sure it functions the same.
Like this is how I feel when I looked at Uncharted multiplayer and I played it. This is bad, man. Like it's almost like when I look at the people who play it on their videos, they're doing it to try to convince people that it's fun, but they're not enjoying it. Like I'm saying
that's messy as hell.
No, but I'm like, because it's
like Tomb Raider bad.
No, bro, it's the same. It's the same. The only difference is just more people playing it. But this is how I look at it. If you see somebody eating a pot of shit, normally you would just be like, "Oh, that's a pot of shit. I want to eat that." But then there's always some people who be like, "Man, that dude is eating the shit out of that pot of shit." There's gonna be some people that are gonna go over there and start eating that pot of shit, and you're just like, "Damn, why you eat that pot of shit?" Well, listen, man. Everybody else eating
Chris
shit.
Is in here. Our boy Christopher Hart is in here, and he's saying, "Stop it." He says, "Uncharted 4's multiplayer is fun as fuck." What?
I mean, he had his opinion, but people are.
No. Chris is just coming in here and just doing what Chris.
Well,
does.
you know what?
He's PlayStation fanboy.
He might find. I mean, he doesn't have many options, so it's not like there's like mad multiplayer games for PlayStation games, and most of this stuff is co-op. If you're talking about Bloodborne, and that's not really an official PlayStation game. That's that'd be like saying
it's still an exclusive.
It's a published PlayStation game. It's not.
It's still an exclusive. I don't want Xbox fans to get into that same crazy logistics like what they do with what's an exclusive and what's not. It's not on Xbox. It's not on Nintendo. It's an exclusive.
Yeah, but I'm saying Titanfall. We have Titanfall 1, but Titanfall is not an Xbox game.
No, it's
exclusively. Not. The best versions on Xbox.
No. Titanfall 1 is an exclusive. I don't look if I don't know. Look, that's a whole nother stuff. I might make that a topic for next week. But anyway, keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, like I said, they can. I would say multiplayer. They definitely should try to find their way in that realm. Because I mean, there's a lot of money that they're leaving on the table not having that I mean, look at Crackdown, like we were just discussing, right? You don't know what Crackdown could be. It could be just decent. Like look at now State JK had a following, so obviously it had like 5 million people that played that game.
Yeah.
So you know it already had a following of 5 million people played the first game. So
and the second one is a lot better. Yeah, by far.
Yeah, so you know people that. So you already knew that fan base would kind of come over, and then plus you got Game Pass, so people will try the game that typically wouldn't have. So you got that. Then you have Sea of Thieves, same thing, right? These aren't high-rated games, you know, but people have tried it because of Game Pass.
There are more people now going back to Sea of Thieves now all of a sudden because of the changes. If you not have noticed, I mean, I know that Tim Dog and others is different. Look, like people are starting to, and they're starting to love it because they went away from it from what it was until now they're going back to it. Like, oh,
well, the thing about Sea of Thieves is that I mean, it's just different from it's the multiplayer game that you could play when you're not really trying to play a multiplayer game. If that makes any sense, it's like it's more team based.
Right,
but you know there's tension in it, but it's not like the nerve-wrackingness of like playing PUBG or Call of Duty or something like that. It's more lax. It's a more fun-based game. Like it's almost like a party game. If you know the best way to say it, it's a party game. But you know. PlayStation needs to find its niche with that. But the whole thing with Microsoft, they haven't totally figured out everything with all their multiplayer games. Yeah, Halo, they're pretty good.
Halo and Gears, they got it figured out.
As far as multiplayer, yeah, Halo people harp on the story.
Halo and Gears, they both got Gears solidified.
Gears. The only thing Gears has to figure out.
I'm gonna disagree with you 100%.
You don't even know what I'm about to say. You don't even know what I'm about to say.
Okay, well let's see.
The thing with Gears,
we gotta hurry up.
Yeah, the thing with Gears is they just have to figure out a different way of giving you customizations or something like that. That would be nice. So you know how like you or allowing you to have a custom character, kind of like you get in other games like Call of Duty, like
you got custom characters. They just did.
They do, but it's different.
They did the microtransactions thing. They should take the Halo strategy approach with it. We'll see what they do with Gears 5. I'm not
saying they should get rid of that. What they like, earning Marcus Phoenix and all that. They should still have that because people will still want those characters. But you should also give people the option for those that do like to tinker with their characters. Give them the option to be like, all right, you earned these many points. Now you can, add all this stuff to your custom character.
Oh, I mean, have more in-depth customization for the character.
Exactly. So, like now, because normally you just get, this suit just goes all together. And now you can be like, I want this top with this bottom, these colors, that type of shit. Right. I don't want my beard to be this way. I want it to be a full beard, or like I just want a goatee, like whatever.
You have a cool idea.
All right, well, let's go ahead and
go to weapons
Chuck.
Too. Yeah,
well, let's go to Chuck. We're gonna have to wrap it up. We going way long like we always have for the last month. But anyway, let's go. Chuck, finish us off tonight.
All right, well, I got you. Well, look, check this out. This how I look about it with the PlayStation 4 on transitioning to the PlayStation 5. Now they don't have no multiplayer games. They was able to get away with that in this generation because a lot of people, I'm going to say this again, a lot of people didn't know that you had to pay for PlayStation Live. So when they bought their PlayStation, they was thinking we getting on PlayStation Live for free. PlayStation Plus for free. So now when you go to going to the PlayStation 5, people's gonna already have in mind that they gotta pay for this now, like how you do on the Xbox. So if they don't have no multiplayer game to entice the people to come to the PlayStation 5 will be in trouble because they'll say, well, if I was paying for it on the Xbox, and I gotta pay for it on the PlayStation, and y'all service is not half as good as the Xbox service, and all I'm doing is playing these games online now. So what you think I should go to the place where they got the good service, or y'all, if y'all step y'all game up and they got these games like Halo, Gears, Forza, these games you're going to play on the Xbox that's multiplayer centric. Y'all got the single player games which people play, but like everybody say, you play a single player game one time and you put it down. You play games like Sea of Thieves for years.
Right. That's absolutely right. No, okay, good shit. All right. Well, all right, we're about to go ahead and wrap this up. Guys, let me go to my guests, Salty and Chris. We do have our fail of the week, and what this is where it could be anything. It doesn't matter. It could be something that goes pertain to your job. It could be just politics. I don't give a fuck. But it's the fail of the week. It's the one thing that you just is like, look, man, this is what I'm thinking. It is what it is. I'm done. I'm out. And then so I'm going to go straight to Saltiest Gaming. I'm going straight to you. What is your fail of the week? Where can they find you at? What are all the podcasts that you do? Let's hear it.
All right, so fail of the week, just off the top of my head, was Trump serving McDonald's at the whatever that was. That shit was fucked.
Clemson players, yeah. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That was disrespectful.
Why was that a fail? Give me
I don't know, dude. It just, I understand the government shutdown or whatever, but like Trump should know that he's already like a meme when it comes to eating McDonald's, and it didn't look right. You know what I'm saying? He's like standing over it like everybody should be all thankful that he has all this fucking like chicken nuggets and shit stacked up. It's like, holy fuck. All right, anyway.
You looking like Ronald McDonald?
Yeah, dude. It is what it is, man. So fail of the week is there. You can find me Xbox Nation every Wednesday, the Saltiest Gaming Podcast Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then Gaming News at noon with Salty and Boom rotates on my channel, and then Boom's every Wednesday at noon Eastern.
Good show.
So,
Good show. And you know what I'm saying? I definitely got to get my old man Boom on here, man, sometime. Man, I don't know if his old Jared Tall cop having ass can come on here, but you know what I'm saying? I got to get him on. He said he would, but we're going to get him on. But man, hopefully this won't be the last time that I have you on, Salty.
Oh,
man.
for sure.
Really appreciate it having you on, man. Definitely. My man, Chris. Chris, I know you're going to fuck it up. What is your fail of the week? Where can they find you at, bro? And be as messy as possible, because I know you will. Let's go. What is your fail of the week?
I'm gonna maybe kind of disappoint some. The fail of the week thus far, I am going to say, is this snowstorm that's blowing through here, the Midwest, that's going to come through and hit the East Coast. I am not a snow person. Sure, I live in lovely Michigan, which is great for about 6 months out of the year.
How the fuck you don't love snow? What's wrong
I
with
hate
you,
snow. Snow is the fucking worst. You realize you're an adult when you stop having fun in snow. That's when you're an adult.
Come in Oklahoma and you will not get – look, I was so happy 2 weeks ago because we had Michigan-like snow out here, like big-ass, huge, like hand-sized flakes coming, dropping. I couldn't believe it. I was so ecstatic. The last time we had a snow like that here was in 2004.
Well,
bro,
good. You can keep it there because I don't want to hear.
Oh shit, man!
I hate snow, man.
All right, so that's just fair.
Yeah, so my fail is the snow. You guys could follow me. I do this here podcast called Double Penetration Podcast. It's like a relationship, sex exploration. We kind of just have fun with it, find goofy stories that involve people doing some dumb shit. And, you know, me and my friend Creep Queen, we comment on it. We're on Demon Seed Radio Network. We're there Saturday nights, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. in the Pacific. We're on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, Podbean, wherever you could find your podcast. Find Double Penetration Podcast and give your pal Chris Steele a follow on the Twitter at Mr. Chris Steele. That's MrKrisSteel. I'm professional as fuck when it comes to plugs.
I know.
I appreciate you having me on.
Hey man, I'm gonna have your gangsta ass here back again for sure. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, man. Like I said, man, I really don't. This is really my kind of like my first time really dealing with Salty and shit, man. I you know what I'm saying? You guys are awesome. I really do want to keep working with you guys here in the future, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Anytime that y'all need me to come on y'all's podcast or something, you just hit me up. I'm down for it, man. I'm always down for the for representing and helping out the people that support me, man. No doubt about it. So anyway, yeah, let's do that shit. So anyway, let me go to my man, but the Rookie of the Year, Operations.
Yeah.
Where can they find your punk ass at, and what is your fail of the week? And people in the chat, tell me your fail of the week as well. Let me know who's ever left. Let me know what your fail of the week is. Let me know. Go ahead.
Ooh, mine's gonna be a little controversial. So my fail of the week is every single Xbox dude that were cheering, hoping for Bungie to come back to Microsoft. I'm sorry, you took the biggest L for the week. On top of that, it's worse if you're the ones who dragged Bungie through the fucking mud for who knows how many years with Destiny 2 and Destiny 1. I'm sorry, man. Y'all was a big ass hypocrites. I can't let that go. That was an L. You guys sit on that one. But as far as me, you can find me on Twitter under Operation, or later on today for Smash Podcast. We got a lot of good topics coming up. DC's doing a lot of good right now. And of course, Bloody and a couple of them saw the new Broly movie, Dragon Ball Z movie.
I'm gonna go see it Sunday. I hope I'm not the oldest dude in the place when I go to the movie Sunday.
No, bro,
you definitely won't be the oldest.
Okay, cool. Hopefully not.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a good show coming up later.
I'm excited. I'm gonna get to eat some popcorn and have me a big ass.
You're gonna be in there with a bunch of dudes dressed like Goku and shit.
Hey, you know what? I ain't worried about that. I just want to eat my popcorn and watch the movie. I just don't want to be the oldest. That's all. I want to
get a good seat so you don't have to look over spiky hair and shit.
No, I'll be cool. Not too many Oklahomans want to be dressing. Well, I'll take that back. There's a lot of crazy looking motherfuckers now here these days. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know. Dude might have an afro, spiky ass afro.
There will be.
Like,
It'll be wild.
Yo, Megan.
I'll play to go see it Sunday. What's up, bro? What's up?
Bro, if you see someone dressed as Mr. Popo, you got Parker's ass. Just letting you know,
man. Oh, no. I'm gonna clown. I'm gonna say hashtag save lock. I'm gonna say get your punk ass out of here. Send your ass to Hades. All right, cool. Anyway, Triple Cup Chuck, I'm glad you're back. You're a little rusty today, but that's all right, man. We're gonna get you back in the prime time. Let's go. Where can they find you at? First, what's your fail of the week? Let me know.
All right, I gotta go a little bit of controversy too. My fail of the week would have to be, all right. See, I mess up at nighttime. I didn't take the trash out. I took it out that morning, and I missed the trash, man. So the trash can had to sit on the side of the road for a couple of days because I wasn't bringing it back in until it got took out.
That's the worst. You know how many times I've done that too?
I've done that too. Yeah,
man,
it's the worst.
And it's up there, so everybody, if they see the trash can, they just gotta hit it or something because I ain't bringing it back in.
God damn! But, all right, live wire. Where can they find you at, and what's your fail of the week?
Hold on, I ain't say hold on. I gotta get it one time, man. Hold on, Triple Cup.
Yeah, represent. I was like Red Vibration Podcast. You was over here talking about trash. I was like, damn, goddamn.
Oh man, you said my fail, man. I had my. Oh yeah, okay. we went extreme. So yeah. Man, Triple Cup Chuck, Vibration Podcast, Marvel, DC, comic books, anime, video, TV shows. And if you know anything about Sasquatch House, it's going to be up.
You believe in Sasquatch?
No, I ain't talking about Sasquatch. I said Sasquatch House. The best McDonald's that ever was.
No, that's Szechuan. That's not Sasquatch.
I thought you said Sasquatch. I was like, what?
Sasquatch sauce.
I was like, goddamn Sasquatch.
Man,
man.
You know what I'm talking about. People that know what I'm talking about. Hey, the people that know what I'm talking about, they know what I'm talking about.
Made out of 100% real Sasquatch.
No, I was thinking about a goddamn Sasquatch because there's Sasquatch hunters out here in Oklahoma, man. They looking for these motherfuckers, right? I'm like, what?
Yeah, I saw that shit on the Learning Channel.
They got that shit on. Yeah, they got that shit on TV where people.
K-Nigga be out there. He has his own show. He be following him and shit.
Sasquatch. Look at his avatar.
Yeah, man. Look at my avatar. I'm the Sasquatch. You can come find me, bitches. Anyway, the goddamn too much Crown Black. We got to get out of here. Livewire. Where can they find you at? What's your fail of the week?
Fail of the week is me falling asleep trying to stream The Last of Us, thinking I was gonna get through it. I was like, I'm a live stream for an hour and 10 minutes, and I'll be good. I started passing out 25 minutes in. I said, oh shit, I ain't gonna make it. I tried though. I was trying. It was like 3 in the afternoon. I thought I was going, I'd be good. I thought, maybe I was playing the game too late. Maybe that's why I was getting sleepy. Yo, bro, that shit is like instant narcolepsy for me, man. I'm struggling. I am struggling.
All right, where can they find you
catch me on my channel, man. I'm putting up videos lately, talking some good shit when I get a chance.
Man, let's get out so we can watch the
All right, cool. Hey, let me give a big shout out to you know what I'm saying? I always mention ABA Cab 72. He says my fail of the week is twisting my foot after I fell down the stairs. I couldn't stand for 3 days, let alone walk. And since I'm not insured, that sucks even more. God damn, get that Obamacare while it still lasts.
I twisted my foot walking down my stairs too yesterday.
Wow. And my man, other Zinky says, hold on, where was it at? Because I thought I was saying, hold on, no, hold on, let me go back because it was funny as hell. I was laughing. Anyway, I want to ad-lib that one. He was sitting there. He says, "This goddamn podcast is longer than some kind of this podcast is longer than a damn some kind of tutorial." I forgot what he said. World War II tutorial. I don't know. Whatever. If I find it, I'll say it. But that shit was funny as hell. Big shout out to him. Anyway, you know what it is. I'm sorry. You know what? I swear to God, I want to do 2 hours. Maybe 100 was right. Maybe 100 was right. I got to cut down on my topics. I got to cut down on my topics because some of these motherfuckers out here want to talk so goddamn long, especially me. So anyway, regardless of that, I do appreciate the special guest to come on here, man. It is fantastic. It's great. Thank you, Salty, for coming on. Thank you, Chris, for coming on. As for me, my damn fail of the week is this goddamn government shutdown. Look, bruh, there's people out here suffering. There's people out here that's paid into 401ks. They got to reach into their 401ks or into their stocks. They got to do whatever they take to pay their bills right now.
I had to buy this lady formula this week because she ain't had no formula.
And the fact of the matter is that, look, man, this is over a fucking wall that's not going to stop shit. These motherfuckers dig under tunnels and they sit there and they fly.
Oh, yeah. That's how El Chapo got out.
El Chapo. Look, bruh, a wall ain't stopping shit. Go ahead. Look, you said this yourself. You said you'll take the responsibility if the government shutdown happens, and now you're trying to change it down, change it on the Democrats. It ain't on the Democrats. It's on you, and it's on everybody else that sit there and that support you. I'm sorry. I'm just being real about it, man. Look, people are suffering right now, and hopefully people start coming to common sense because they ain't making that money.
The military,
you know what I'm saying?
The army.
There's plenty of friends that I know that's not making money right, that they get their check, and they got to pay bills, man. That shit sucks. That really does suck. So I'll go ahead. The fail of the week, go ahead and reopen in the government, man. Let's go ahead and just get off this bullshit. If you got to do the emergency shit and go into other funds to build some kind of fake ass wall to make yourself look good, then do that. But let these people get paid, because there's nothing worse than working your ass off and then you don't get paid. Because other than that, we're going to get blown up by somebody, because somebody's going to get lazy and be like, fuck this shit. I ain't worried about it. But anyway, other than that, thank you guys for rocking out with us as always. The GRG Podcast, episode 87. Get ready. We're about to get to a whole new era with the GRG Podcast. And I got some special shit for the 2-year anniversary. Thank you so much, man. And you know how I always say it. If you're not playing the game tonight, then you better take your ass to work. If you ain't got to go to bed and take your ass to work in the morning, then you know what you better be doing if you ain't playing no games. And that's the pants off, dance off. Other than that, get your ass out of here. Thank you.
And the Saints going to the Super Bowl. Who they?
Woo! Let's see if them Saints
we beating the Rams. Your team. We gonna get them.
Go Rams, baby. Let's see if we can shock
That's
the
cool.
world.
That's cool. They're just going to lose to the Chiefs.
Man, we ain't losing to Nathan. Man, Saints win the Super Bowl.
Let's go. Good night, everybody.
We're about to talk about the man.
Thank our special guests. Thanks, everybody else. We good. Peace.